Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Co-Optional Podcast. Is it not a good Wednesday?
It's good. I like to point out that when you click on TotalBiscuit's Twitch, it says this content's may be inappropriate. Do you kids still want to go? And I'm like, I don't know.
Nope.
You know, I'm just not sure anymore.
Going back.
And at this point, I have my doubts. Such is the way of things. Welcome to the Co-Optional Podcast. We occasionally talk about video games. And of course, we are very, very happy to be hosting the legend himself, Mr. JonTron. Welcome back to the show after a long, long time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Hey, thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure.
Thanks. I'm really excited to be on. Like, I got stuff to show you and them. And
it's pretty cool in and of itself.
Like what? Like what, John?
I don't want to know.
There's a little someone people haven't seen for a very long time. Before the prison charges, it's my wiener.
What?
All right.
Whoa.
Hold on. Come here.
He's not cooperating, is he?
What?
He's not going to cooperate.
I'm seeing a little John butt. I'm okay with that. I hope everyone else is seeing the same thing. 'Cause that is
Everybody's
sexy
like,
as fuck.
Well, it's good to see a bit of skin this
sensual.
early in the show.
There we go. Let's start off the show right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome
John.
to Birdopolis.
Did I just like butt crack it up like hardcore?
For
a
the
little
most
bit,
part.
but that's
Crack a little.
okay. The internet wanted it. The
It was
internet
fan
just
service.
demanded it.
Beautiful booty. Now there's a bird.
Beautiful.
Hiroshima.
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't seen the light of the internet in a long time, so he's coming back, folks. He's coming
So
back in
cute.
full swing.
Didn't you say you have a dog too? What kind of dog do you have?
I do have a dog. Do you want to see the dog too?
We'd like to see the dog.
Sure, why the hell not?
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yes.
get the dog.
Welcome to the Co-Optional Podcast, and occasionally we show
Booty?
animals. It's
Booty?
wonderful.
Booty? Nope, no booty.
No, I'm afraid
Oh.
not. Sorry, you've been let down.
Look, we tried,
once
guys.
again.
We tried really hard.
Yeah,
She just
indeed.
come back and moon the shit out of everyone.
Oh, you want to see a dog?
I don't. I keep it in my pants.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, you know.
Naturally, of course.
I like how even in New York, John style has not changed. Flannel shorts, good. Good.
Hey man, that's a style that will never go out.
It's more effort than we put into our
Strong.
dressing today,
That's
I've got to
true.
say.
It's true.
That's true.
It's very true.
What
Dog's
is-
apparently not
something
cooperating.
Amazing. Yeah, something amazing's happening now. Oh, shut up.
It's immediately going to
This
leave.
is, huh? This is Rasputin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Naturally.
this
Go on.
is- call him. Yeah, we call him Raz.
It is kind of adorable, let's be honest.
He poops on himself a lot.
Well, not so much anymore.
And yet you kiss him anyway, that's dedication.
It's just dog poops.
Ah.
Dog poops are better than human poops.
More
Are they?
like Raz pooped in, am I right?
Rasputin.
And that's why we pay her the big bucks. Dodger, welcome to the show.
$dollars.
Just
What's going
leave.
on,
Just-
Dodger? What are you doing?
Yes, like-
I can't help but notice that that's a different wall.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in my new apartment. Very
Oh,
excited.
Did you move?
I moved.
You used to live like on the main street. You lived like on a highway.
I
and
live
was
on
like,
a main street again.
What is it with you and you don't like people, but you like main streets?
Look,
That's
I
what I'm
wound up-
saying. She's crazy.
Look, I wound up finding a beautiful place that just happens to be next to a road with motorcycles.
Oh God, dude, my old place. Cause fucking in LA they build places out of like cardboard or something. So when the truck goes by, the house is like, and it's like I don't want to do that. I hate it.
So I, you know, people ask me, why exactly do you still live on the East Coast in NC? Suburban life, mostly. Like the only
Suburban
thing that's,
life?
Yeah, suburban life. No, you know,
Quieter, it's cheaper.
the roads are not large enough for trucks to go down, and more to the point, no one around here owns a motorcycle, so it's not too bad. Also, there's space between the houses, and they're not built out of cardboard. That's always
How,
good.
Yeah, it's also
how,
bad.
how is North Carolina?
Humid and super cheap for housing.
Yeah, I mean, What? Why'd you pick? I'm just curious of all the places because you moved from the UK, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why North Carolina? Like to us, that's
It's the
like wait,
closest.
what?
It's the
It's,
most.
it's
It's
just,
the most
it
similar.
just so happened to be where the missus was living and where the kiddo was going to school. So I'm like, all right, okay, I'll stay here
Oh,
for a while.
okay. Okay, so
Could
you
make
didn't.
sense.
It picked you. You didn't pick it.
Pretty much. I mean, looking back on it,
TV's
it-
like doing all this research. He's like, I've decided North Carolina is
Well,
the best
I was just
state
like, I'm
in the
really
U.S.
looking for a state that is extremely homophobic. So which one are we going to live in?
Figured it out. Did it.
That's why I picked it.
Is North Carolina the one that gets all the bad news headlines, or is it South Carolina? I think it's
North Carolina was the one that
It's Florida.
keeps ending up on the
It's
Daily Show, which
Florida, John.
unfortunate. It's Florida is on there too. Yeah, in fact,
Yeah.
there's a lot of East Coast states that end up there.
It's really just the whole South. That
Yeah.
area.
Pretty
Look,
much.
Down there.
Guys, if you're not following Florida Man on Twitter, you should be.
Who's Florida Man?
Like the
It's-
best.
it-
Sounds like
Florida
the worst
Man-
superhero.
Well, he is. First off, it's a joke where he's a superhero, but in reality, all it is headlines. That's like Florida Man does whatever, or Florida Man.
Oh, like Florida Man. Dude, I've seen that before on the Screw Attack podcast. Used to do
They're
that.
so funny. They never make any sense. It's so amazing.
I need to check that out right now because I'm
Is it
really,
true?
really curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida
go.
Man-
Twitter.com/Florida
my-
Man. Account suspended.
No!
Yeah, it's not it. It's underscore Florida Man.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, underscore Florida Man.
Underscore Florida
I-
Man, not Florida underscore man.
It's
I see
it's
it.
a, it's
I
a man's
don't
face
know.
covered in tattoos.
Oh, it actually does say real life stories of the world's worst superhero. Wow, I made that joke before
Yep.
even going there. That and the state of Florida looks like a flaccid penis. That's unfortunate.
It does. That's true. That's true.
Florida,
Florida
man
man
stops
taking
to
the-
help woman after motorcycle crash, steals purse.
Florida man arrested for holding friend's cell phone at ransom after he vomited in his bathroom. So,
Yep.
Florida man
man-
seen
Front door.
masturbating outside woman's house 3 times. Claims he was just urinating behind the bushes. Very nice.
Crendor's right. If you want to see animated Florida Man, you can go to Cox and Crendor on YouTube. It's the best.
Oh,
Good
dude.
job promoting, Crendor. Keep it up. buddy.
See, now I have a bunch of people from Alabama getting really offended that I claim that we beat their state on the homophobia scale. So, you know, I guess you got to be proud of something, guys. Well done.
Hell no.
'Cause you gotta-
We are the most homophobic.
It's not ideal. Let's just put it that way. But housing is cheap and cheerful, so I can't really complain.
So there you go.
Anyway, yes. So you moved to a new place, Jesse. You're in the same old place, though. Either that or you've expertly cloned it. Welcome to the show.
Expert.
I have. I expertly.
Jesse seems like the kind of
anything.
person that would put in that kind of effort for something that pointless. I just get that impression.
No, it's gotta look the same.
Exactly.
Is that a
the same.
payday mask?
It is. It's a payday
How do you-
mask from
From
Payday.
E3.
E3.
Oh,
They
dude.
they were giving them out, and it's the best.
Oh.
And so,
Sorry,
y'all,
no. You keep going.
Yes.
y'all.
Okay, well, speaking of E3,
Uh-huh.
what I got.
Oh, what?
I've been meaning to buy one. I just thinking, like, is it worth to get the dev kit, or should I just wait for them to actually hit the 1080p? Is it really worth it for the dev kit?
Worth it. Dude, it's like you put it on your face and you can go on a roller coaster. It's worth
I have a
it.
question for you.
Yes.
You're gonna be my test dummy for this.
Okay.
I have heard
Mhm.
that pornography in an Oculus Rift
Yeah.
is the best thing ever. I need you to research this for me
They
and
haven't.
give a report.
There's no official porn games yet. There's like one
But-
demo. There's one demo and it's like terrible.
Way to go, technology!
Come on,
But no,
guys.
Just isn't there yet,
Step up
Jesse.
your
Just give it
game.
time.
No. It is. Okay. Let me just give you the full. It will be the best thing ever, but
Yes.
it doesn't exist yet. But there is a game that finally came out. It's called Custom Made 3D, and it comes with a penis controller. It's called
Oh,
the,
yes, I've seen that one.
Yes.
the Juicy Air Controller. It's like a
The
PlayStation
Juicy!
Move.
Yes,
It's
juicy.
the one!
Yeah.
We love that thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God,
you
did you see?
you play it with that, and you're in there and you're looking at it, and it's like the future basically. And as we know, historically, porn drives industries. Porn brought VHS to win.
Have you
So
thought about this? We are going down the same line as the movie Demolition Man, where they have sex by putting on 3D virtual reality helmets and don't interact.
I've never.
Holy crap!
Jesse, no.
Oh my God! You could totally do that now, can't you? If you
Right?
did that.
Yes. Holy
Oh.
shit.
Could it, however,
Yeah.
teach you how to use the 3 shells?
What?
No. No one will teach you how to use that. Although
Nope.
in the if you have the movie DVD in the director's commentary, they explain how to use them. It involves clipping the shells together and pulling the poo out of your butthole. Now you know.
What?
I'm not even. And the third shell's used to scrape. I'm not even joking. That's what the shells use. So much more efficient than toilet paper. Good work, future.
Jesse Cox, welcome to the show. What's going on?
Hi, everyone.
I like Jesse Cox. I like Jesse Cox.
Hi. Thank you, John. Thank you, sir.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, hi everybody. How's it going?
Hi.
Are we just saying hi, or are we talking about what we did this week? I don't know what's happening right
We
now.
haven't started that bit yet. We're just
Okay.
we're doing the hits high bit. Do you need a reminder of the format? It's understandable
Chitty
that you would have
chat.
forgotten.
Jesse,
I
right now
don't-
we chitty chat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, hi.
Basically,
everyone.
we pretend to be
How's it
social and not horribly awkward, and then we start with the video game stuff.
That's not good.
God, we are failing at that today. Like real
going?
bad.
Too late.
Yeah.
Too late for
It's
that.
not going well.
Did
so
you know,
far, honestly.
that in Demolition Man,
First off, that's pertinent information. He asked how the shells worked, and I'm telling him how the shells work.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
The movie says that. We also learned, I think, before in a previous discussion about Demolition Man, which we talk about far too much. I don't know
Why
why.
does that keep coming up?
We learned that in the
Yes,
UK
in Europe.
version,
Yep.
Pizza Hut wins the food wars,
That's right.
not
That's right.
Taco
That's
Bell.
right.
Yep.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, not Taco Bell, because we don't really have Taco Bell all that much in Europe, so Pizza Hut was more identifiable. So they pasted it over all the versions and dubbed it as well. It's pretty bad. It's incredible, really.
Oh, it's kind of great.
Hi.
Hi, yes. So welcome to
Hi.
the Co-optional podcast. We occasionally talk about video games. We'll be going through what we've played this week, the first hour of the show, then we'll take a little bit of a break. When we come back, we will talk about the news, and there is plenty of it. News, drama, and all sorts of wonderful things. And we'll also have a look at the release list, which is finally not as barren as it was over the last few weeks. After that, we will look through a few trailers, most of which will probably be terrible. Do a little bit of host topics, which we generally push in the direction of our guest host so that he's put on the spot. And then we'll round up the show by telling you to go and watch our stuff so we can get paid. And that will be the show. It'll be wonderful.
Good
Don't
idea.
go. No, don't go.
What?
You said we're
Don't
taking
you
a
do
break.
it!
You said we're taking a break, right?
Not now!
Oh! I wanted to like be a beat in between the
So
breaks.
you realize we've been here for like 17 minutes, right?
Yeah. I'm tired. I'm wasted. I need a picker-upper. How's he gonna
You
do
need a
it?
burrito, John.
I need a fucking burrito. I need a burrito.
Is that how it works in New
I
York?
need
You just
a
kinda,
burrito.
apparently.
Now that is love, is what that is.
She's upset.
I can't imagine why.
You need one too. I love you. All right. Okay. Shall we continue?
The 3-hour spiral of JonTron's relationship begins now. It's going to be wonderful to watch. I guess we'll start the show as we always do by talking about what we've been playing this week. So, Jesse, what have you been up to?
All sorts of stuff. The other day, someone, no names, got me into the beta of Payday 2, and it is wonderful. I enjoy the hell out of it, because there's a lot more to do than just 7 missions that you could do in the first one, and there's more customization, there's all sorts of fun stuff. But are we allowed to talk about anything in this game? Because
there's no NDA. It's
There's no
fine. It's like
NDA,
there's footage
so-
all over the internet, so say whatever the hell you want.
Good, because I love it. It's wonderful. I will say, though, that when you look through the scope sometimes, I feel like the rest of the world gets blurry, and that pisses me off. I'm not used to that. But, I don't know, the rest of it's great. What else have I been playing this week? Oh, my God.
should play that together.
We
should.
actually
That'd
should
be
play
fun.
it together.
Please
I've tried
play
playing
it.
against the AI, and it's utterly awful. It's a really, really annoying situation, unfortunately. I I don't know what it is. I think it's just because you're never going to make a co-op game that actually has reasonable AI and has multiple ways to achieve things, which is what Payday does, right? You don't have to be super aggressive. You can be pretty stealthy and sneaky, but good luck doing that when you have the AI on you. It's a mess.
I put it on my desktop, but I haven't played it yet because you
Well,
told
that's a
me
good
that.
first step, so well done.
Well, you were like, don't
job.
play it with the AI, it's abysmal. And I was like, okay, I'm unpacking things anyway, so I'll just wait until I have friends.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. I played some against the AI and just like, well, no. No, I need to find people that can tolerate me. And they were all yellow.
Wow.
Going.
I made fun of Dodger a little bit.
Look, let's move on.
I also played this week. Krendor and I played some Cube World because that game is
Cube World is the
bonkers.
shit. We've been playing Cube World. It's
Cube
fun.
World is a lot of fun.
So
Like-
bored with
like
Cube
that.
World, but that's mostly because I just played it single player and it was horrible.
It's fun. It's fun to mess with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around with friends in it,
And there's really nothing in the like. There are quests and things, but there's really not a lot to it right now because it's alpha. But it's fun to make little characters, and I made a frog man that his mouth's open constantly. He's just like, I'm a frog.
I know.
He runs around.
Dude,
Best.
my
was the
favorite is the
lizard.
lizard. I was
Yeah.
gonna say the lizard is my favorite. He's just
It's
like
fucking dinosaur. It's great.
fucking stupid looking, but it's like. But my favorite part is that you're just going around, and then do you have the game footage going on? How are you doing that? How do you
Magic
get
for
the
the
game?
most part.
That's amazing.
Magic.
Oh
Let's
my
just say
god!
we've got new tech since you were last here.
Yeah, holy
Wow.
shit! This is like an insanely high tech game going on right
Those two characters seem familiar. I don't know if that's Frog and
Can't-
Lizard Ranger.
Can't
but I
imagine
feel like
whose
it
footage
is.
I'm stealing for this, right?
It's a wonderful game. The best part about it is since you don't know 90% of what's happening because it's so new, you end up stumbling across, like, for example, a psychotic alpaca that tries to kill you for no
Yeah.
reason. And it's like, what?
And
Why
can,
can't you hurt
more
this
to
thing?
the point. Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems I had, especially in single player, is I'm just trying to find mobs that I could actually kill versus guys that were just going to horribly murder me over and over again.
Like those gnolls
Yeah.
that were just on the screen, those guys are assholes. It's like, why are you attacking us? And then they yell things like, watch out for the Yeti. Like, where the hell is a Yeti? There's so much in that game. It is fun. But if you play on someone's server, expect to be like hacked and destroyed. Some
Oh,
dude
it's
was
so
running around with
cute.
bombs, blowing stuff up. It's wonderful. It's a really cute game.
I love when you go to a dungeon and it's just like, ooh, we have to beat this now.
Actually, I think the alpaca is oh no.
Is the
you just
dungeon?
saw it. No, like it might be. We saw an alpaca and we just kept avoiding him because he was just murdering us.
Was it
And
like
for
a
no
really
reason.
good alpaca?
It was just he like 3-shot you. We're like, what?
Did that alpaca have like shield of resistioning?
Exactly.
Dude, that's
Shield
a
of
fuck-
resistioning.
That's a really
And that's how he
high-tech
killed
alpha.
us. It's a
High-tech.
really, really silly fun game. So if you like silly fun, that's the one for you.
Yep, you've been trying to kill these guys for the last 5 minutes. It's not been going well for you.
Oh no, we're trying to run from them, but they won't leave us alone.
Yeah, well, you've kind of got to actually run from them, not turn around and fight them every 2 seconds, because then they will actually keep following you.
There's alpacas in the water. You can look. There are dangerous things happening in this world.
It's like, is that like fucking deep blue wool? That's alpacas in the water.
There's alpacas in the water.
How are we gonna get out of here, man?
At least the crow's not trying to kill you.
Sam Jackson.
Yeah, I
came
think that
along
like
and got-
the best thing about that game is the world that it creates. Like it's weirdly beautiful, which is kind of
Yeah.
strange to say.
It
Like
is.
it looks really cool and it's awesome to explore, but everything that I've found to do in it has been mind-numbingly boring in single player. It's just like, well, it's an alpha. Let's see where it goes. Like it's got a really interesting
Yeah.
concept, but it's not a well-developed game yet.
No, not at all.
Right.
But it'll be fun, I think.
Yeah, I think it will be, certainly. I think it's got all the bits that would make it fun if everything else was padded out and fleshed out nicely, but right now it's not. So, you know, for me, I'm just like, meh, I'll wait for it to get better.
And then the last thing I've been playing this week is something that is more like a internet, not even flash game. It's like a text-based internet game called Female Experience Simulator.
Okay.
Can I just
Please tell.
prepare you for this? So, our dear friend Josh Mattingly, I guess this is one of the indie games he covers, and he found this. I think he might have recently posted a link too. It's called Female Experience Simulator, and it's just a text game where it's like, you're a woman, experience what it's like to be a woman. And I was like, this will be interesting. I'd like to see, like, you know, you wake up and like men hit on you or weird things. Right? Just crazy things. Like I assume I'm gonna learn a lesson. Like life as a woman is hard, right? Except here's the thing that drove me crazy. 3 turns in, like I just did one before we started, just so I could have an example for you guys. 3 turns in, turn 1, it's like you wake up, it's a bright, fresh day. What are you gonna do? You go to your closet, and you have a list of clothes you can put on. It's everything from like, you know, like heels and all sorts of stuff. The thing I chose to wear was jeans and a unicorn t-shirt. And it's like, good for you. Day will be great with a unicorn t-shirt. And I was like, so far, I'm doing pretty good. The next option is like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to the gym? Do you want to go to work? Do you want to go here or there? And I was like, I'm going to go get coffee because I know a girl who likes coffee. So I go to get coffee. And I swear to God, this is what it says. It says, it's busy in the coffee shop today. While you're standing at the counter, a man tries to squeeze past behind you. He puts his hands on either side of your waist and brushes the full length of his body up against yours. Uh-oh. You've attracted unwanted attention, otherwise known as sexual harassment. Time to pick up the tattered remains of your self-confidence and go home. You lose. Try again. What?
It's just
I have a feeling there's some degree of irony and possibly satire going on in this game somewhere. I don't know where I'm getting that impression.
oh, that's realistic.
Because, like, no matter what you do, everything you do is like a man degrades. Like, there's one where, like, you're waiting at the bus stop. A man hits on you and degrades you. You're worthless now. Go home. It's like, I feel like
Jesse.
this was either. It's made by Allison McDonald. I don't know if that's
Jesse,
Allison being
you are-
ironic.
I
Or
don't know.
Allison being-
At this point, it's impossible to know with this, quote, debate, unquote, online.
Jesse, you are undermining the female experience. Do you know how many women are late to work because somebody brushed by them and have to go back home and start again?
The thing
Do you know how
that
many people?
It's the snakes and ladders of life.
So many people.
Oh, snakes is a misogynist, patriarchal term, sorry.
I'm sorry, but I feel like apparently this is like a game where online people are like, don't you understand? That's what it's like for women. It's like, no, I don't. I get there are assholes out there, like guys who do really douchey things, but you don't immediately go like, my life is shattered. I've got to go home and start again.
No,
like,
generally you don't.
like,
that's what
bitch,
I
get
don't
your
understand.
hands off me.
It's like if you, I don't know, if it was supposed to be a game about like what it's like to be a woman, then it would have this really somber note of like you move on with your day.
Right? Yeah, like.
Yeah.
But instead, it's like you're broken and shattered. And it's like, I don't know if
That's a great message to give to women. You are
Right?
worthless and weak. You better go hide in your house.
Oh, it's a joke.
that's what I'm saying.
It's
Yeah.
a
It
Yeah,
has to
pretty
be a joke,
much.
but it's still
There's no
a poor
question about
joke.
that.
Yeah, it's not
Like a
executed
poor
correctly.
joke. Yeah, like I don't.
Are,
and so I've been
are
sitting
you
there trying
telling
to
me
go
that
through it,
video
see-
games sometimes don't really convey their messages in a really good way? Because that would be a revelation to me.
I mean,
Oh, I
haven't
know
you
that's the case. Yeah.
haven't you played Last of Us? It's a game that's pretending to be deep,
Yep. pretty
but
much.
actually is just a glorified excuse to blow people's heads off.
What a wonderful description of that game.
That game is very disappointing. I found it disappointing. I don't know.
I like the T-shirt from the game that I got from E3. Go E3! Thank you.
What is it?
The T-shirt's just the one that
That
is.
shirt from the game.
Yeah. There's no
Great.
logos or anything
It's
on it. It just looks cool.
Great shirt.
Sweet.
That's wonderful. What can we say?
Sorry. I
Playing
didn't-
anything else, Jesse?
No, I got distracted.
No. I mean, I think that's it. I'm trying to look and see if there's anything else I played, but no, that's it.
Fair
Wait, can
enough.
I say something? Can I say something real quick about?
No,
games
you're
I've
not
played?
allowed to say anything, John.
Okay.
God, he
Okay.
needs that burrito like immediately.
I hate that shit so. To take.
Someone
I wasn't,
brushed
like,
past him at the bus stop. He had to go home.
I wasn't barking burrito orders. We agreed before the podcast that burritos were going to be got. There was a burrito pact, a burrito treaty, a burrito, if you will. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Real quick. Okay, so I want to say, because, okay, I never played Diablo 2 back in the day, and everybody's like, everybody's always like, oh, it's the best game ever, and it's really cool. Like, but it's a little outdated by today's standards, because, I don't know, you go there and you play it, and it's like the map and the item management are so, like, jank old, that it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Like, a lot of people still like Diablo 2, but I feel like for someone who didn't go back and play it, it's hard to get into it, as
Yeah,
opposed to
it is.
the other options nowadays.
Yeah,
So,
totally. There's no question about that.
okay, I'm just making sure, because I mean, like,
Yeah.
I go back and play StarCraft 1, and I'm like, oh, God, like, compared to StarCraft.
Yeah, totally.
So
Like,
so
it's like, oh, I can only group 12 units together? That's terrible.
yeah, exactly. So like, I never got to play Diablo 2. I never really got to play Dungeon Crawl. Then Diablo 3 came out, and we played it, and I don't know. I really did not like that game, and
No,
I thought
neither did I.
You and everyone else, don't worry.
Okay, so nobody really liked that game, right?
Well,
So
I mean,
anyway.
it sold 12 million copies. I'm sure some people did, but there was a rather large backlash against it. Let's just put it that way.
Especially the always online and the real money auction house and stuff. But then I just on a whim because me and a friend wanted to play a game, so we got Torchlight 2. That game is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Have you played that?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Have you played it with the Synergy mod? Because,
No.
yeah. It
is
adds a
that?
whole new class and a bunch of really awesome content. It's fucking great.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
They had a
I wanna do
necromancer
that.
in there.
It has like a mod thing built in.
Yes, yeah. It's got a mod kit. It's totally moddable. It's a fantastic game. I love it to death. Terrible story, but who gives a shit?
Well,
There's
I don't
loads of
even
loot. Yeah.
Wait, so
don't care.
do you agree that it actually? I couldn't even because I went back and played Diablo 3 and I'm like the physics are better and it's like prettier, but like I go back to Torchlight 2 and something's still better about. I don't know what it is. What is better about it?
To me, it's the overall feel of the game. The way that the combat has a huge amount of impact in comparison to something like Diablo. I think it comes down to the fact that a lot of the abilities are very rooted in place, right? In Diablo, you can always move when you're using your anything, yeah? And I'm like, that doesn't actually feel that great. You know, and I think.
Oh, you mean like you don't have to stop to shoot the gun or something?
Yeah, pretty much. Like you don't have to stop to like use any ability in that game, and that sounds good to a lot of people. But to me, I like my combat being rooted in place because it means that you can have a much more impact whenever you deliver an ability in that game.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what it was. I think it just felt really. Also, you have to play a normal to get to the hard mode on each character.
Yeah, that's bothersome.
Normal mode was so easy.
Yeah, it's a massive kind of waste of time to get to a difficulty level that's actually challenging in any way. Whereas in Torchlight 2, it's like, all right, yeah, you can just pick the hard difficulty straight off the bat.
I don't know.
Which is how it should be.
Yeah, well, that's because the difficulty in that game is actually scaled properly, whereas the difficulty in Diablo 3 is based entirely on your gear. It's like you basically have to have an item level like you used to have to do in WoW in order to survive certain encounters, only it's way more extreme in that respect.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad other people agree because I was just playing it and I was like, I don't know why, but I like this one and I don't like Diablo 3 and they seem the same on some level, but they're not the same.
Yeah.
Also, you can give shit to your pet and it goes and sells shit. I love that.
I love the pet system so much. It's incredibly convenient. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
It just, you can pick up anything in that game. Whereas like in Diablo, it's like, oh, well, you got to be really careful about what you pick up. You spend half your time umming and ahhing about what's on the fucking floor. Like, no, I want to kill more shit.
It's
Let's just do
important.
that.
Did they end up keeping the pet system in Diablo? I feel like they took that out after beta because it all blurs together for me.
They got rid of the pet system completely, didn't they?
Yeah, I haven't touched that game in forever, so I don't remember what was beta, what wasn't. But
Every single Blizzard game has a major piece of content cut from it, including all expansions. That's just common knowledge at this point.
well, this they had where you could get like snakes or bugs or little frogs or all sorts of crap that would go around collecting gold and stuff for you, so you wouldn't have to go around doing it. It was the coolest thing. I was like, this is great. And they were like, nope, take it out.
Yep.
I don't know why.
Did every class have a pet?
No, you got them. Like, you would find them. And
They
anyone
were
could collect them.
non-combat, right?
Yeah, you get a
They were
scroll or
designed
you
to
get something that
be
would summon, like...
useful. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd summon a pet, and then a random pet would appear. And it would be a cat or whatever the hell. It would be hundreds of different things. And they would just collect stuff for you for a time. And then you could just summon another one. It was cool. It was real simple. I don't know why they took it out. It made no sense to me.
I understand the need for making games have like games need to have it can't be too easy like because then it ruins the point. But like that loot management shit was just it's like not fun.
Yeah, I mean, what you should do really is just burn it down to what makes getting loot exciting, and then take away everything that doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You said it.
And now, of course, we have Diablo 3 fanboys bitching. He's like, "Oh, did you even play it?" It's like, yeah, you know what? I played like a good 20 hours of the normal campaign, and then balked at the idea of playing the same fucking game through 3 times to actually get to the interesting difficulty level. Somehow, I thought that was going to be pretty fucking boring. That and the fact that people just absolutely loved the idea that selling virtual items within the game was going to be a thing. They adored that. It's like, what's the point of getting a good fucking drop when there's 1,000 of the same fucking drop on the auction house?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know. That game just really was like, oh, really? Did you guys do that to that game?
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, though, there's people that are so either invested in it or they just love Blizzard so much that they can do no wrong in that respect. So you're never going to convince them that Diablo 3 wasn't very good. But
if they're having fun with it, that's fine. But I just could, I could not. I wanted to have fun with it. I couldn't. I don't know. Something about it just
In the
prohibits
meantime,
me.
play Torchlight 2. It's like $15 and fantastic.
So goddamn good. Everybody out there, you should go buy that because support that developer because they know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
Apparently,
of course they do. They made Diablo 2. That
yeah,
was them,
exactly.
you know.
So
I mean, they know what they're doing.
Torchlight 2 is Diablo 3, I think.
Yeah, I've made that argument. Some people don't agree with me, but hey, there you go.
Glad you do because I don't know.
Yep. Torchlight 2 is awesome. So, Dodger, what have you been playing this week?
My same old. I haven't like really taken the time to play anything new.
Well, you have been
Still.
moving, I guess that's an excuse.
I'm moving and unpacking and yeah. So I've been distracted. I'm slacking, but this I think everything's calming down, so now I can actually play stuff. But I do have Payday 2 on my desktop.
Nice.
So
We should just
that's
like play
good.
that later if we get time, because I know
Payday
all of us
2?
kind of want to play it.
I would love
yeah,
to.
Payday 2. All over
So is
Payday
it
2.
good? It's supposed to be good?
Yeah, it's
Did you play the first Payday?
No, I don't know anything about it.
Basically, John, Payday is like a normal FPS shooter thing, except the premise is you and 3 other people you're like a bunch of robbers, and you are actively trying to rob from banks or jewelry stores or whatever, and that's the mission. And so you don't want to be detected, and the minute you're detected,
What?
the cops
It's like
come.
that?
They come out.
yeah.
The cops come in waves after waves, and so you have to get out by the time. So once you're detected, you're screwed because a million cops come, and if you can fight your way through it, you win. And
Is it
so
multiplayer?
Yes, it's
yeah.
co-op based, very co-op based.
it's very different. Like the first game, maybe besides the first 2 levels, I think there's 7, maybe 8 total. It's
In the first
really
game.
hard. Like it's
Not
very
an easy
difficult.
game. Yeah, there's a lot more in this one as well, because they had this whole crime net thing where you can missions kind of dynamically appear, and it usually uses the same maps, but they mix a lot of stuff up in there. Like they'll either throw some sub objectives in there, they'll move guard locations around camera locations, they'll put like keys in different places. You can buy intel to learn where that stuff is. It's actually possible to do a lot of the missions full stealth, which is fairly interesting.
Oh my god.
And
You
it's
guys-
also
wait, hold on.
possible to immediately shoot and murder people and be like, "Good job," and then just shoot your way out.
Yeah,
which
totally.
is the best.
I mean, that's
Where did
actually
you guys
to be
get it?
one of the easier ways. It's if you buy the criminal edition right now on Steam, you get into the beta. But I'll give you a code afterwards, dude. Don't bother with that. I've got a few.
Oh, sweet, thanks. Oh, I'm so excited.
Get you all set up.
I
The new
love-
one,
What?
the new one, you can like the mask, for example. The new one, you can design your own masks. You can get colors. You can unlock new weapons or things for different weapons. And basically, you can make it more and more your own personal playstyle than the first one, which was you had 3 trees. And so you either could be like a tank, or you could be a healer, or you could be like the guy with the silencer on all of his guns. And those are your
There's
3
way
choices.
more. There's way more to
yeah.
the choices. Like there's classes and
Oh, yeah.
subclasses. The trees are a hell of a lot bigger, and you can kind of go up just one side of one tree or one side of the other in order to get different abilities. And there is that focus on, hey, you're in a heist, maybe, just maybe, you might not actually just shoot everybody. Yeah, well, you could take that approach. If you want to get into a safe quickly, then unlock the ability to place C4 on the safe instead of having to drill the fucking thing. Unlock
then
stealth
there's-
stuff,
Yeah, and then there's things like if you go into a place and there are cameras, it's better to shoot out the camera so the police can't see where you're at.
Yeah.
So you have more time to regroup and get your guys together. So there's tons of stuff to do. And one of the things I like about it is what's totally different from the first game is the first game was just missions, right? You had 7 or 8 missions. This one is you have days.
Yeah.
And so during that day, you can do as many different things as you can fit into that day before the day ends. And so you can get like I'm on day 1, I've already done like 3 missions. And I like roughed up a bunch of guys and broke open safes and robbed a liquor store, all sorts of wonderful things,
this
just
looks-
cause I'm like
this
I'm
looks
a
so
I'm a
cool.
bad man.
I love
Yeah,
games that.
you do feel a bit bad, I've got to say, after a time, because you're just slaughtering waves of cops. Like, how many cops does this damn town have, for one thing?
That's one of the biggest
Infinite.
jokes. The cops keep coming, and it's like
Yeah.
you figure after a while they would call in maybe the military because you've killed 100 of them.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
just
they
keep
call
coming.
SWAT in, and eventually, like, there are tougher guys that come in, but they still throw, like, 200 SWAT at you, and there's just piles of dead SWAT everywhere. It's quite silly.
Isn't it kind of weird that there's really no issue with this kind of thing? It's like, just make a game where you're killing cops. And,
Well, I mean, there will be when it comes out, I would imagine.
no,
That's probably gonna be a
The
thing.
first one didn't have a problem, or if it did, no one gave any craps because it
Yeah,
wasn't
but
like
Payday
a
was
big
like a
budget
pretty
game.
indie. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
it was a fairly indie game, even though it was a premium asset quality. I think there's a lot more
But-
promotion behind this one.
yeah,
Well,
there's
what they
nothing
do
redeeming
say-
about this, is there? It's just evil.
What do
Well,
we
what
think
they do
about it?
say is they say like you can't if you kill hostages, you get deducted money. It's better to like hold them hostage instead of killing. Like killing people is actually frowned upon, but once the cops come, it's like you got to shoot your way out. So it's either you go to
Right.
jail and die or you live.
Yeah,
And so that's why you try to sneak
killing
around
civilians in
beginning.
that game does have a consequence. Like it will cost you money from your overall payday, and also the more that you kill, the worse it is when like there's a
get
negotiation mechanic. Yeah, if you get captured, you can eventually respawn, but the more civilians you've killed, the longer that actually takes, and you might just lose the job in the process. So, yeah, and you can take hostages, which, funnily enough, doesn't seem to really stop the cops from coming in. That's probably one of the biggest
cops are
things
like,
that I've
whatever.
seen. Yeah, they're just like, they'll just go for you. It's like, well, I would have liked to have seen maybe a little bit more negotiation and things like that going on. 'Cause I think that could have been integrated. Like, if you kill a guard, then immediately they'll try and say, like, hey, what's going on? And you've got a certain amount of time to answer his walkie-talkie and pretend you're someone else before they say, oh shit, something's going wrong.
Or if you put on a mask and you haven't cleared out all the rooms or where the cameras are, and people see you put the mask on, because that's like how you start the mission while you're snooping around, then someone can push an alarm like 12 rooms over, and you'll never know who did it. So you have to like scout every room, make sure everyone's copacetic. Or sometimes if you go in certain areas, if someone sees you and you're not supposed to be there, they'll be like, whoa, who are you? And so you have to really be careful about what you do before you start the mission to figure out how to do it the best way, or else it's just you versus a million cops, and chances are you're going to lose.
Yeah, you will.
Later on,
You'll just get overwhelmed.
yeah.
You know, why haven't they made like a full Nazi zombies game?
They have, haven't they? What, the Sniper Elite Nazi Zombies.
Is that actually?
Yeah, Sniper Elite 2 Nazi Zombies it's a full game. It's crap, but it is.
No,
I mean
like Infinity Ward or whoever. I mean Treyarch.
I don't know. Maybe they just view the whole. I think actually they view it as a way to sell map packs these days, because it seems like every map pack for Black Ops has a new zombie level or has some new twist on the zombie theme. So I think they're viewing it as this mode helps us sell copies and then helps us sell DLC. So it makes more sense not to split it off from the main product.
Yeah, I suppose.
That'd be
I don't
my
know.
theory anyway. I could be completely wrong.
I just feel like I don't know. Well, I'm looking at this and it just reminds me of Nazi zombies.
Yeah, I mean, it is very much a horde mode, but the cool thing about it is that even though a lot of it just devolves into shooting cops, it is possible to avoid that for a lengthy amount of time by actually being stealthy and doing sneaky things. And the more skills you get, the better you are at that. So the more stuff you unlock, you gain more abilities that will help you avoid this kind of situation, which I think is pretty cool.
And you can get different body armors and things, but the more body armor you have on, when you approach people, the more suspicious they are of you. So if you go in with like just your suit, everyone's like, oh, he's just a well-suited individual.
Oh, that would explain why they keep detecting me, because I go out and case the joint, and they're like, oh, he looks suspicious. Like, oh, yeah, I'm wearing...
You have a full suit of body armor.
I never realized that.
That would do
That's
it.
really awesome.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. That never sprung to mind. So they actually put... apparently they just patched it today, by the way, so every hostage you have cuffed increases the amount of time until the police assault happens, which is exactly what I said should be happening. So that's great. So it looks like they, I was not the only one to have that concern, but there you go.
It looks okay. It looks pretty cool, but like it just seems a little too fast paced for something like that. The guy's, I don't know what footage.
Well, I think the
was going
player
around
he got
shooting.
is like one of those super skilled like guys who's running. Because I was watching and he's like running around and he runs into 3 dudes. If that was me, I would freak the F out and go the other way. He's like pop, 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 and then keeps going. It's like
It's not that hard to even kill SWAT in that game, though. Really, like unless you're on like the really hard difficulty levels. I think
or
like
the taser guys or the Splinter Cell dudes who show up eventually, like drop through the roof. Those guys are assholes. I hate
I think
God.
John's point's kind of valid. The main problem with it is that it's always built itself as a heist game, but it turns into more of a horde mode really quickly.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a heist game, you want to play Monaco. Yeah, that's a fucking heist game.
Yeah, no, because I was gonna say if it's like Monaco, because I don't see Monaco. It hurts my eyes. I can't fucking see what's going on.
It is a very colorful game.
Dude, I can never see where I am in that game. Like, I'm just like,
I like what Monaco's trying to do, but I can't play that game. It's too hard to play, for me at least.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's more like it is a horde shooter with some heist elements and not like a pure heist game. And that's kind of a shame. But I think Payday 2 did put a lot more in that at least allowed you to do things in different ways, which I think that's laudable. So yeah, I mean, you'll still probably spend 50% of your time shooting cops in the face. So hey, if that's not what you're looking for, then meh.
I want to try it. I would like to try it.
Yeah, why not?
You intrigued me with saying it's a heist game because I like heists.
I mean, it is at its core a heist game until you screw up, then it becomes horde mode. Like, you can get through an entire mission without getting the cops on your ass, but
Yeah, but
chances are you'll do something
dumb.
dumb.
Can you do that at level 1? Because I've looked at some of the stuff, and maybe I'm just looking at it incorrectly, but it seems like there's no way to do it fully stealthy without a certain set of abilities that you unlock later on.
I mean, that has to be the case. But later on, there's certain. I remember back in Payday 1, there was one. It was a diamond heist mission where you're like at a party and you had to sneak through the entire floor. We got really, really, really far in that before eventually we screwed up and shot a guy in the face. Whoops.
Yeah.
And from then it went to hell. But
Yeah.
it's fun.
I mean, there's one of the basic missions that I've done a couple of times, or tried to, was rob these 4 stores. And it's like, there is no possible way for you to rob those stores, at least on level 1, without alerting people. It can't happen.
I did, having played that map as well, I did notice that the back alleys, what I did is I ran from storefront to storefront, robbing them blind, which is probably a bad idea, because everyone was like, ah! People in the street are freaking out. But there were back alleys you could probably go through, and you could probably get
not to all the
stuff.
stores. There's like I looked for those myself. There's like a couple of stores that seem to be connected that way, and then there's a couple that aren't. Also, bear in mind that most of them won't take you to a back door; they'll take you to a back window, and breaking that window will immediately alert people. So, it's. I think that you need like some kind of stealth upgrade or silencers or something in order to do it.
Oh, video games.
Indeed.
Video games.
My day
So,
said,
Dodger hasn't played anything.
No.
So, John, I've got to ask, what have you been
A
playing?
normie.
What have I been playing? All right, well, I've been playing Torchlight 2, Cube
Yeah.
World.
Yeah.
Oh, I beat Last of Us recently.
We heard.
And your opinion
Which,
didn't
we
seem
heard
to be
your
that
opinions.
high of it. Is
La-
that
okay,
true, or-
Last of Us has the best hand-to-hand combat I've ever experienced in a game. It's got some of the best it's got really good like gun feel and like just general like walking around. It's like reacting like in terms of like the guy moving around and like reacting with his environment. It's like really good, but everything else is just like, oh, you're just leading me down a on rails blockbuster experience, and I'm bored of it. Like, I'm so sick of collecting drops and rags and putting them together and making med kits. Like, it just didn't feel. I don't know. Maybe I'm just cynical, but I don't know. The story just became really like Hollywood at the end there. I just thought it could have been more than it was, but I liked it. It's okay. Do you guys like it? I don't know.
I tried to play it. Like, I played it for a few hours and I just couldn't get over the controls. I'm just like,
Yeah, I can't play console games like that.
not anymore. Like,
Thank
not
you.
like that anyway.
Thank you.
You know,
No, I totally agree with you too.
it's a game that requires precision aiming, and it like the clunky controls combined with your lack of ability to aim in the game.
Might as well
doesn't
use a
help.
mouse.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
love
I'm
what-
saying. PC would be so much easier because this, trying to shoot doing this, and then like, I can't do that. I've lost
I hate
the
it.
ability.
Yeah, you know what infuriates me is people who are like, no, it's just pick one and they're both like equal. I'm like, no, they're not. One is like I'm pointing. The other one's like I'm drunk. Like,
Yeah. Pretty
And
much.
it feels when you're doing this, it feels legitimately slower. Like, I don't know if it's the way the game's set up for a console versus your PC or whatever, but every time I play any shooting game or FPS on a console,
It's
it
slow.
always feels like I'm going slower when I try to point
Yeah.
where I'm trying to shoot at. And I don't know why. It drives me crazy.
It's because of acceleration, basically. Like, it tries to even things out because actually accurately moving that stick is extremely difficult, whereas moving a mouse, not so much. So it pretty much messes with that. And then you've got a bit of auto-aim thrown in there for good measure. And Last of Us does something with that, which I like a lot, because I liked it in the original Deus Ex as well, which is make you not initially very skilled with guns, which I think is a great idea, except when the controls are so horrible for aiming that it magnifies that to ludicrous levels. I'm just
That's
I don't want to do this.
That's the thing is, my friends that got like really into Last of Us were like, oh yeah, it's interesting because, you know, Naughty Dog's really good at and making it so that when you aim at something, it feels like you're not great with a gun. And I was like, that sounds awful.
Yeah, well, that's actually
Right?
Naughty Dog as well. Like, shooting in
Uncharted
was pretty bad
Yeah.
like that as well. Even though, like,
Uncharted 3 was so
it's like, you should have been pretty good at shooting in Uncharted, I would have thought, considering.
Yeah.
No, I'll
Wait
tell
a
you what.
minute. that's one of the things that people are like saying is their good thing. Like, look,
Yeah.
the way they make the
As
games, it makes you feel like you suck with the gun. Like that sounds like shit mechanics to me. I don't know.
It's like as an excuse for, oh well, this thing that you're frustrated with, it was intended
That
to
was
be there.
intended,
I'm not convinced.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
I don't
convinced of
think
that,
so.
guys.
And
You want it to
I've
be-
played games where you're supposed to suck with a gun, but still haven't sucked control-wise.
Yeah.
Right?
No, yeah. See, you don't want it to suck because this footage here, it's like you push the guy and then he shot the pistol like past his head. You wouldn't do that in real life. It's like what you really want is for the guns to just not be plentiful and not be powerful, but you want to be able to aim them when you have them, like
Yeah.
Right?
because okay here.
Yes. Sorry,
Here's-
keep going.
No, I just want to say one more thing. I just want to say because the problem is they make it so it's like, oh, you just have a pistol and a few bullets, and then like 3 hours in they give up and they're like, here's 7 shotguns, and it's like just stay with the theme of not having much bullets. It was fun. Like,
Yes.
but
Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy would appear to
Yes.
have like 3 guns and a bow attached to his back and a couple of pistols and
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you're right, if you're going to make a game and decide, okay, we're going to play it a bit more true to form in terms of how much ammo you would actually find and what gun you would actually have, then make it so you're not constantly wasting ammo because then it's just a frustrating game.
yeah, you have
yeah,
to
let you
compensate
aim, but
for it.
just as you said, reduce the amount of ammo. And I've said this about FPS for years that if you reduce the amount of ammo, then you increase the onus on exploration, which is a good thing for everybody.
Yeah.
Exploration is fun.
games that give you too much
Yes.
like okay, it's like if it's Unreal Tournament, fine, but like a game like this, they just what is the point of having ammo at all if you don't have to conserve it? I just don't get the way they make these games. Am I just too good at games so that I never mess
You
up?
are. You are.
So
No,
good.
I actually had
You are.
a really
That's it.
similar problem with. I played Deus Ex Human Revolution on the hardest difficulty
Yeah.
because I'd beaten the original Deus Ex like 10 times. And I played it like I played the original Deus Ex, which is I look and explore everywhere. And that's to me the best way to play that game. But at that
Any
point,
game.
I became so ridiculous that I stopped having to bother to explore, which is to me the most fun part of the game, because I had infinite of everything. You know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. When you end up having too much, you just run and gun, and it's like, now that wonder is lost of like, how am I going to get down there? How am I going to take out that enemy? That's like the fun part.
Yeah, like
what's
thinking
the-
of creative
Absolutely.
ways to do it. Absolutely.
I don't know. Like I try to just have fun, but sometimes I'm like, sometimes I think I'm just being a cynical like adult, and other times I'm like, I really think I have a point. Like I can't.
No,
tell.
I think that the control method is something that people can complain about. Some people are okay with it, some people aren't. I think if you're a PC-centric gamer, you're probably not okay with the controls because of all of the stuff that you play on console, even though you primarily play PC. Last of Us is legitimately one of the worst controlling games I've played in the last few years.
Yeah,
And that's a real
controls
shame.
Also, you guys do the bow and arrow?
I didn't get that far. I just couldn't be bothered.
The bow and arrow like has like okay like let's say if you like pull it up, it shows you the trajectory. Instead of being like this, it's like this.
Yes, yes. And I assume it's because there's an arc, so it's going to go up and down, but it does not do what you think it's going to do.
No, it's like throwing a rock. It's like, like
Nonsense.
and then you kind of like get out there to do that, and then like it's a guy, and they start shooting at you, and it's like, what is the point of this bow and arrow?
So much for that stealth aspect, right?
it's-
That's one of the things that I think a lot of games that include a bow and arrow, they are never the way you think a bow and arrow would shoot. Ever. I don't know why maybe Tomb Raider got it pretty accurate, but most of the other ones, you expect it to have like an arc. Or it either goes straight like a gunshot, or it just drops straight down. And you're like, hold on, I need to relearn how to shoot a bow and arrow. I don't just
It's
stop
definitely very
including them.
inconsistent, isn't it? And this is kind of the year of
Stop
the
including
bow.
them.
It seems like every game is putting a bow in it for some reason.
yeah, and movies.
every single one of
Every
them
movie,
handles
every
completely
book.
differently.
Fucking Katniss. I knew it.
Yeah,
Dude.
it's
All her
clearly the
fault.
Hunger Games' fault.
Katniss, Arya, just so many little archers, little adorable archers.
She is.
you know what?
She has a stick though, a poker.
I know, but she's good at archery, is my point.
You know what game does all this stuff we've been talking about, right?
Hmm.
You
Uh-huh.
guys- have you guys played Hotline Miami?
Yes,
Oh my
it's
God.
phenomenal.
First off, that
You like
game's
that game?
amazing.
Yeah.
Game's
Yes.
so fucking
That
good.
game is
Yeah.
so great.
Best.
It takes all these things we're talking about, and it's like, hey, I'm gonna make a game that's more compelling than this $300 million game.
Right?
Yep.
Like,
I love it. Yeah.
And it's just
I
like,
love that game so much.
We can
Hotline
talk
Miami's
about-
gameplay is second to none.
We can talk about Hotline Miami 2 now, right? That's the thing.
It's gonna be a
So-
thing.
thing?
Yeah, it's coming.
Oh, E3 it existed, and dude,
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna be amazing. Amazing.
I didn't.
I just hope they take an option to get rid of that swaying, because that actually did me in the first game.
No,
Sway.
it's still there.
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, the
It's
game
still there.
sways back and forth as you move, and it actually made me fucking seasick. I couldn't play
Really?
that game for that long. Yeah,
Oh,
that and all
I know.
the colors.
Why did it sway? I forget why it sways.
Just
Because it's
the
doing the whole
trippy
acid trip
nature-
thing.
Yeah. John was like, it swayed?
It never stood out to me either, though. Like, it wasn't something that I ever really paid
The
attention
title
to.
screen,
gonna
I
play
was
this
like,
real
oh,
quick.
this is kind of trippy. But other than that, I was so focused on my little guy getting his face blown off every 5 seconds that I was like,
I'm booting up
So-
Hotline Miami to see this sway.
Yeah, man, you'll probably not be able to unsee the sway now.
Oh,
If you look
no.
if you look towards the sides of the screen as you move around, you'll figure out what I'm talking about.
What? Now I want to do this.
I'm trying
No,
to
I'm not going to.
face. Don't do it. Don't do it. The
I
two of
won't.
you will
I'm
just
not-
play.
Not
We're
going
going to
to.
lose John to the game right now. Gone.
It's
Well,
okay.
while he's doing that, I might as well
While
mention
he's
what I've
playing,
been playing.
Hotline Miami.
Yeah, what have you been playing, TV?
A few things. I got back into PlanetSide 2. It took a while.
What is that game? I saw you casting it once or something.
It's
at
a
E3,
massively
like,
multiplayer FPS, so it's like 2,000 people on a map. Kind
is
of
it good?
Battlefield.
2,000?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Let's just say the
What?
maps are pretty big.
Ho! Han!
Yep.
Go
Oh,
back!
and it's
Go
free as
back!
well. You should probably play that.
How many thousand people on a map?
2,000.
How do you get that many?
Lots of servers, I guess. But,
How does it work?
I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't, but it's pretty good.
I'm gonna go look at that. Where can you buy it?
It's free.
It's free!
Yeah.
What is going on?
PlanetSide2.com. Go check it out.
I'll play free.
It's like a futuristic battlefield with 3 factions, really fucking huge maps, and lots of combined arms shit.
Is it good? Would you say it's good?
I like it. And it's definitely got its problems because, hey, you know, it's huge. But I got back into it recently, and they've improved a lot. The UI is a hell of a lot better than it used to be. You can tell where you are on the map easier. It's got proper colorblind options now. You can spawn pretty much wherever you want. They've completely redone the way that you capture bases and the way that you go from base to base, the way that the kind of combat flows over the map, which is always nice because that means you get those really fun battles. And they have a shitload more weapons options than they used to, including a badass revolver, which I like a lot.
What is the station name?
Your station name? That's Sony. You remember Sony Online Entertainment's like station thing that
You
they
remember
bra-
Sony?
No.
Yeah, Sony, that little company.
Remember that guy?
Little indie.
That little
Yeah,
company?
they put like all their games under the station these days.
Wait.
Sony Station for some reason.
If I'm creating an account, am I creating it for the station?
Yeah, and then you could just use that station account to log into every free-to-play game they do. So,
Okay.
yeah, it should be fine. It's a shitload of fun. It's very, very heavy on the system requirements, but it is a really fun game. So, yeah.
Dude, I'm excited. You say 2,000.
Yeah, you can have
Cool.
2,000 people on a map.
Is it like normally 2,000 people on a map? Or is it like
Depends on the map. If it's continent locked, then yeah, there would be 2,000 people on there.
continent?
Yeah, basically like each of the maps is a full continent, and there's like 3 continents in the game, and then there's 3 continents on each server. So depending on how big your server is, yeah, you can have a 2,000 person battle on one map.
Wait, okay. Sorry, wait. Did you explain while I was looking it up? Did you explain what it is exactly?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna look it up myself later.
Futuristic combined arms battlefield-esque game with 3 different factions. It's pretty cool.
God, I need to fucking try that.
Yeah, give it a shot.
That shit intrigues me.
Yeah, it should. It's a unique experience. It's especially fun one to get with a bunch of friends and just roll around and absolutely wreck people. It's fantastic.
I just need to
Rolling
get those.
around.
Yep, just rolling around. Been playing a bit more Dota 2 as well.
Dota 2's not. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the tech.
You don't like
Dota 2.
You used to play LoL, right? Do you
Yeah, I still play. I just played
Yeah.
like last night actually for the first time ever.
I don't know what John's opinion of that game is actually now.
Why do you-
That was the most.
I'm
that was
really
the
I'm
happiest
interested in
anyone has
getting
hated
into this,
anything.
actually.
It's so funny.
I'd love to get into this. So, like, why don't you like Dota?
Okay, wait. Dota 2, I play it and I look at it and I'm like, there's a lot here. This is a very well designed. The graphics are great. It's smooth as fuck. A lot of thought put into this.
Yes.
But something about the way, okay, when you play League of Legends, you're controlling your character and that's it. That's all you got to really worry about, and item management. and then you got your 4 moves, and they all are really clear. But Dota, it's like you put a point in E, and it's like passively increases your range to look past the left well, and I'm like, what? What is my ability? Like, I'm like, what is going on? I don't understand how to play the game very well, and like, it's a little hardcore for me.
Yeah,
And it's hard. It's really hard to last hit. And you lose gold, you die.
Yep, you do. All of those things are absolutely true.
I'm not good at it, I think, is why I don't like it.
Trust me, nobody's really good at it. So you're not alone in that one.
Even the pros.
Do you like it better than LoL?
I played LoL for a long time, and I played long enough to get my own fucking item in the game. So you know.
Wait, you have an item in LoL?
Yeah. Go to the next time you go to your talent tree. Go look down the support and look for the Biscuiteer talent, which gives you the Total Biscuit of Rejuvenation.
Dude!
Yeah, man.
What? Wait, hold on. Leave.
He's looking it up now, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh, you were so happy. You're like, hold on. All right, hold on. Wait, which one is it?
Total Biscuit of Rejuvenation.
No, but which defense, utility, offense? Which one is it?
It's under utility.
All right, hold on.
Is it a biscuit
It is.
that you eat?
Yep, you eat it.
It looks less like a biscuit, more like a
Oh
cinnamon.
my god! How did you get this?
Lots of referrals.
Oh, you did the referral thing.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
a long time ago
And
before they actually changed it.
Didn't they cancel it after you
Pretty
got
much.
that? Because
Yeah,
they were like,
pretty much.
I feel like this system's being abused.
Oh wow, they have to cancel it.
Well, they stopped doing that referral system a while ago because, like, they realistically, and I talked to them about it, it's like, yeah, realistically, when we set this up, we didn't actually think anyone would do it, so we didn't think we'd have to actually, you know, do these things, but, yeah, then they had to, so that was a bit of a pain in the ass for them, but...
Excuse me.
Yeah. I don't know, I mean, I don't think LoL or Dota 2 are better than each other, it's just like, there are certain parts of Dota 2 that I like quite a lot, and as a result, I'm playing that game. I don't mind playing LoL. I think it's a pretty good game, honestly, and I could definitely see why people would play it. And every reason you've given is entirely valid, I might add. Yes, you lose gold when you die. Yes, some of the abilities are really weird, and there's some characters that have 3 fucking passives and 1 activatable.
3 passives, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what do I do with you? What do I do?
You hit him. That's what you do. You fucking hit him.
Oh, it's like, cause like, it's like Dota 2. It's like, I like the replay system a fucking lot. It like. Because like you can spectate really
The
easily.
replay
And watch
system is
the replays.
really good in that
I don't
game.
think LoL even has replay system.
No, it doesn't. There's an unofficial replay client that I don't think the game has, as far as I know anyway. Maybe they put it in recently, but yeah, LoL didn't used to have replays.
No, they don't. I don't think they have it. Are they insane? Like, do you understand? Like, what we could have people casting this stuff. Why don't they have replays?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's ridiculous considering they have huge online and offline tournaments, and then they don't even have a replay system.
It blows my fucking
Yeah,
mind.
they've been people are saying they've been working on it since before season 2. For fuck's sake, they are working on it. Yeah,
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, they are still working on it.
God, I mean, I'm one to talk. That's how I talk about my videos. So.
Yeah, I can relate. Yeah, what else?
No, I mean, like,
aside from Dota, what else have I been doing? Not too much, really.
Hold on. Sorry, go on.
I can talk about Rise of the Triad now because
Do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do that. Yeah, so Rise of the Triad. I haven't got around to doing my video on it yet because I haven't played enough of it yet, but I'm getting around to it. That game is exactly what I would have thought Rise of the Triad would be because Rise of the Triad was kind of weird. I mean, let's be honest, the original version of it was actually quite strange. It did a bunch of things that FPS around the time didn't, like having multiple characters, like having a shitload of obstacles. Like in the first level of that game, you have to run through a corridor where there's walls of lava trying to kill you. And there's a lot of jumping in that game, there's a lot of bouncing on bounce pads and avoiding spikes and spinning traps and shit. That's all in the new Rise of the Triad as well. So a lot of the time is not necessarily spent shooting things, it's spent avoiding that stuff and actually navigating the level. But it is... Yeah, it's actually quite a lot of fun. It was made by a really small team, and it kind of shows. Like, it is not graphically impressive at all.
Is it like also, Mountain Blade level?
It may be, yes, kind of. To some degree. Like, if you look at the character models, it's like, huh, yeah, this kind of looks like Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and that was quite old. But they did do it on a very small budget with a very small team of, like, 6 people.
Wait a sec.
They have like 2 coders. It's pretty
Wait a
ridiculous.
second.
What?
Is this? Hold on. Rise of a Triad.
Yeah.
When did this game come out?
This is the new one. Like, the old one came out in, like, 1993 or something.
Okay, I was like, did they make a Doom clone? I was like,
No, and the funny thing about Rise of the Triad at the time, when they made Rise of the Triad, it was supposed to be Wolfenstein 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
was?
going to be Wolfenstein 2 Rise of the Triad. And then
is it an Apogee game?
It was, yeah.
Oh.
Even the new one is published by Apogee.
Apogee's still around?
Apparently, either that or they just put the logo on there because it would be funny. But yeah, it's
Lol.
an old school shooter and it plays like one. I'm gonna be honest, it's janky as fuck.
Jenkins.
It really is, but it's got that kind of charm to it, and you can get over the nonsense and the low budget nature of it because there are a bunch of different rocket launchers and they're all hilarious and people explode everywhere and you get like people's eyes stuck to your face and yeah.
This reminds me of something. Because
What?
I got the
John?
Okay. Oh God, I know.
You got me! I like to kill people! Murder
Alright.
is fun!
So this right here. Okay.
What? That has
Because-
nothing to do with what he was just talking
I'm getting on with. Let me go. Okay. So, the Oculus Rift, when I first got it, I was looking up Rift-enabled games, and somebody modded Quake. Because we're talking about these old school kind of shooters. Like,
Yep.
somebody modded Quake. I put that thing on my head, and I was inside Quake, and it just brought me straight back to, like, 1994. And I was like, I never would have thought, sitting on my fucking IBM-ass computer, like, just booting up Quake on DOS or something. I don't even know if Quake was on DOS, but, like, I did use DOS. But nonetheless, like, playing Quake, I never thought I'd be inside the game at one point. Like, actually, on, like, in 1080p. What even was that? What's a P? I'm in 1994! only P's the one in the alphabet. And in the toilet.
4:3 resolution.
4:3.
It was the thing.
I thought it was cool. I was inside Quake. If you guys were, I wish I could show it to you, because then you'd be really ecstatic about it.
That's the weird
I
thing
want to use an
about it,
Oculus
isn't
Rift
it?
so badly.
Yeah, I'm tempted just to buy the development kit just so that I can use it. I think I might. I think I'll order one tonight. There'll be some on eBay, no doubt.
I am still waiting for the connection between eyeballs in your face and an Oculus Rift.
Wasn't
about.
that part? It wasn't that part I was talking about.
Well, if you were to play Rise of the Triad and
Rise of
Oculus
the
Rift, the
Triad.
eyeballs would be in your face.
I guess that makes sense. I mean,
They
they're in my
would hit your
face.
face and they would slide. I mean, the funny thing about that animation is that there's no way it would ever happen. Because if you look at your vision, it's like, oh wow, those eyeballs conveniently landed like here and then slid down my eyes. And this is
Yeah.
happening quite frequently. I'm very surprised.
I wonder how they're gonna handle that kind of UI stuff.
I have no idea. I think it's going to be really weird for a while. It's like, oh, that blood on your face thing that you do in every single shooter, that's stupid and really annoying when it's right in your actual face.
It's stupid and annoying when it's not.
Yeah, that's very, very true. It is. It's like, oh, you took some damage. You must be bleeding from your eye sockets. It's okay. It'll go away in about 5 seconds, right? Yeah.
I could see my veins.
It's like, no, that would not work that way.
I hate.
Yeah, that's quite silly. But yeah, Rise of the Triad is, it is an old school shooter. The death matching in it is old school as well. So if you like the idea of running around and just fragging people in online and doing capture the flag and getting a bunch of stupid power-ups like dog mode, which allows you to become a dog, which
Oh,
barks
dog
people to
mode.
death, which is wonderful, then yes, I think for $15 it's a pretty good old school package. Like it is a drunken mess, which I think is exactly what you'd expect from Rise of the Triad. So, yeah.
I did not even
Right.
know. I know about a lot of old games, and I did not know. Oh, you know what? Y'all played XCOM, the new
The new XCOM? Yeah.
Yeah, that game is good.
Which new XCOM?
The
We're talking
new-
about
yeah, I was about to say,
Hero
which
or
one?
XCOM Enemy Unknown?
Enemy Unknown.
Yeah, I played that.
Dude, I didn't know
Oh.
anything about XCOM. I played a lot of DOS games. I'm surprised I didn't know about
You
it.
missed
ever.
XCOM? Wow.
Yeah, I never played XCOM. I didn't even know it was popular or a thing. It's really cool.
It was definitely a thing. It
It's
was
like
a nightmare-inducing thing.
Why the hell? Why was it so popular exactly?
Because it was really awesome tactical action.
I guess back then that was like the only that was like insanely good back then, huh?
Yeah. The thing about that is, like, it was also a really hard game with a lot of tension in it, where you had to make some decisions that would get your guys killed, which I think was quite unique. Like, you couldn't just respawn and try the level again. Someone died, they were fucking dead, and it's probably your fault. Yeah. And the nice thing about it is as well that the enemies that you come up against are way more powerful than you, so you kind of got to either outsmart them or just outnumber them. That's why you started with like 20 guys in the original XCOM instead of 4. Does
the new one do the old one justice, or is it different?
To some degree. I mean, it's definitely not a bad game. I think the combat's pretty nice. It has some problems, like the line of sight in that game, and the fact that it doesn't obey its own rules is kind of annoying. But the base building, I think, is the weakest part, because in the original XCOM, you could build multiple bases, and you could have multiple Sky Rangers basically cover the globe in them and manage them, and they could also be invaded as well. Like the aliens could attack your base, and you could have defenses there and shit like that. And if you lost your base, then you just lost your base. Simple as that. But these, you can't do that in this one. You can only have one base, and the base building is kind of pointless. So yeah.
Yeah, I just love. I don't know. I liked it better when games didn't baby like as much. Like they were just like, that's just how it is. So just play it.
Yep,
we trust that you're not a bunch of fucking useless monkeys.
Dummies is the word you're looking for.
Dummies. Like
I
seriously,
prefer useless monkeys.
nowadays games are like, they're like, what if the player doesn't know to click right in front of him?
Yeah, so we better pause the game to make sure that we tell them through a series of elaborate animations or cutscenes.
I hate tutorials so much. I learned how to boot up games on DOS when I was fucking 3 or 4.
Yep.
I don't need you to tell me how to play a simple game. Like
loading stuff up on a cassette on a BBC Micro Model B, the commands you had to do for that. I think what was that? Oh yeah, that was before even floppy disks. We got a floppy disk drive, and it was exciting to me because like, wow, this will be way quicker. There you go.
Yeah.
Cassette tape really exists. Does it actually have a game on it?
Yeah, Cassette 50. It's a game.
Oh, Spectrum. Very nice.
It's ZX Spectrum. It's funny that I had one right there.
Spectrum.
Look at this fucking guy. Look at this fucking Dracula-ass motherfucker. Hold on, you can't see him.
It was blurry as shit, which is accurate to the Spectrum experience. So.
I'm gonna tweet this. No,
I'm so excited that right now there are people who, when you say DOS, have no clue what you're talking about.
No idea what you're on about.
It makes me so happy.
That's hilarious.
This is the dog operating system. But then they realized it was better suited for humans.
Indeed.
What does D stand for?
Disk.
Disk operating system.
Yep.
Fucking dude, that shit was like
Dude operating system.
Yeah, that was it.
DOS sucks so bad. I don't miss that shit at all.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Windows 1.5, that was good.
Oh my god. The
Windows
worst.
1.5.
The worst.
I don't know anything about that one. Did you use
Windows for work groups? Amazing.
Wow, classy.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Windows
Before you
3.1
called it a network.
Wait, there was a Windows 1.5?
I don't know what the first. I thought it was 3.1, but I could
It was
be wrong.
It was 3.1. Yeah.
I think I
Oh
was
no,
honest.
JonTron had 1.5.
Yeah, was there
She had-
actually an older version of Windows?
3.1 is the first one.
Windows 1.5 was Dodger staring out of an actual window.
Oh, you know what I might be thinking of? I might be thinking of 5.1.
Same thing, same thing.
Just an actual window.
She's just staring out of it like, this is amazing. Her parents like, that's the new computer we got. She's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow!
the funny thing is, Windows 1 was a thing, but it wasn't a complete operating system, and it came out in 1985. This is something I didn't know, and I'm reading directly from Wikipedia. But it did not have many good features. You couldn't actually have a window overlap another window in that game.
In that
What?
game?
What?
It's the best game.
It's the first one. Like, the idea of having a window to open was like,
Yeah, it's mind-blowing. You still can't do that on iOS.
Billy
Didn't
Gates.
Mac-
I like
Didn't
I.
Macs
Well,
do that first? Didn't like
Billy
the
Gates.
first Apple computers do that before the first Windows computers?
Yeah, I believe so. It was designed to compete with the Apple operating system at the time, and it didn't do very well.
everybody knows Windows ripped off Apple. I was wearing an Epic Rap Battles of History shirt around one day, and somebody came up to me and was like,
What the fuck is this
"Dude,
got to do with anything?
because there's
Because of Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates. That's like
Oh,
one of the
okay,
best ones.
that's-
Great
ripped off
tangent. This is a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon thing, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
But somebody came up to me and was like, "Oh, nice shirt," and I was like, "Thanks, man. I also like nice Peter."
Because he's so nice.
Yeah, he is. I met him once. He had a dog.
Dog.
That's all it took.
That's just a wonderful pronunciation of that word. I love it.
Yeah, I've been in New York, so I gotta say dog. That's how they say it. Like, it's how my girlfriend's dad, like, when he's mad at his dog, is like, fucking dog in his house, and I'm like, you say dog.
I think we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we will be bringing you some discussion on the news and drama of the week, and there was plenty of that. You are watching the Co-optional Podcast. Don't go anywhere.
You got a burrito bowl!
I got a burrito bowl!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Co-optional Podcast. If you just tuned in, if you are still here, then congratulations. You've survived the first hour. There are 2 more to go. Can you handle it?
2 more.
2 more.
Wow.
Indeed.
That's a heck of a lot of hours.
Yeah, you know.
What can we say? We like to waste people's time here.
I'm all out of things to say. I said I must say like a month worth of my things.
Luckily, we
you
have
been
news.
on for ages. You got plenty of time. It's all good.
Yeah, luckily we have news you can use. So you're good.
Yeah, we do. There's something
What do we have a pop up for that? News you can use.
No, but I should get one.
We do now.
I got a spoiler button. That's pretty cool.
Yo.
Hey,
Oh,
man.
wait, does a finger pop up and go like, whoop, whoop? Can we see that?
Oh my
No.
gosh, that would be amazing.
No,
Can we see the spoiler?
No, it looks kind of better than that. Looks like this.
Oh,
Wee!
okay.
I could kind of just click it
can't-
on and off as well if I
can't.
want.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's kind of great. It should be a finger though instead.
It
of an
probably
exclamation.
should, yeah. Maybe I can
Like-
do that and also have a finger animation that kind of just slowly creeps in from the bottom of the screen over a number of minutes. I think
Like
that would
behind
work.
all of us, it's just a
I will
finger,
s-
like
I will
diagonal, just like hey.
I will straight up make you comps. I will do this. I'm offering now. I'll make you comps to put in there if you want. To have like little like.
Can we like green screen your hand and just
Yeah,
have
you
you
can
model
do whatever.
it? That'd
You
be
can do
wonderful.
whatever.
That
I'll do
sounds
whatever.
fantastic. We'll have to figure that one out.
Give me a
So,
listen.
there's been quite a lot of news. I think a lot of people will be expecting us to go immediately into the Phil Fish issues, but I think we can avoid that for the time
Not
being.
gonna do it.
Well, no, we are, but
Oh, okay.
we're definitely going to do it. It's on the notes, but we're not going to do it yet. We're
There's a
going.
Phil Fish. I cannot wait if there's a Phil Fish issue because I know it's going to be juicy.
It kind of is, yes. But there's something I would like to discuss before that.
Juicy,
Something that-
like
it's just
like
this
the
is a bit
penis
more.
controller.
Right now, anyway, on the podcast is a little bit more up to date, but obviously if you're watching the VOD, then this happened a couple of days ago. And this is going to be brewing to the surface, I think, for a while, surrounding the game Dragon's Crown, which, of course, is published by Atlas, and a very
love
anticipated
Atlas.
title on the PlayStation Vita. And it's had a bunch of really nice reviews, except from Polygon, who didn't really like it as much. They gave it a 6.5, and they pointed to 2 fairly key reasons. The reviewer happened to take issue with the art style and the depiction of women in that game, and also they found it highly repetitive, which is a pretty damn valid reason for not liking a video game. But I'd like to talk firstly about the review and the art style, and then also about the response that was given from Atlas's PR, which I feel was amazing. To set the tone, I do have a trailer, a launch trailer for Dragon's Crown. So we'll watch the trailer, then we'll talk a little bit about that, and we'll have words about the art style and have a discussion there. So let's have a look at Dragon's Crown.
All right.
So there you go. That is the launch trailer for Dragon's Crown there. And I think you may have noticed several sets of issues. Let's just put it that way.
I saw
Lol.
none.
It's a good way to
no
put it.
issues.
Yes. So all right. Ever since the art style for this game was being unveiled, there's been some controversy surrounding the depiction of the female form. Let's just put it that way on 2 of the player characters. They are not the only female characters you can play. I have to stress that. But the Amazon and the Sorceress, I believe, they have some rather interesting depictions.
And Amazon looked like she could use a little bit of something. She looked like she needed something.
She's a bit she's a bit lumpy in many ways, I have to say. But I mean, that's also to be expected from someone that wields a gigantic...
Muscle, guys.
It is actually all muscle, yeah, for the most
Who
part.
cares though? Like, what's the big deal?
Well, apparently a lot of people do, unfortunately, and
Why?
Well,
Thank you.
that's the question, isn't it? So, if we look at the Polygon review on this, then we can find out exactly why some people dislike it. I'll read a section here. Dragon's Crown's serious liberties with female anatomy are distracting. 2 player characters, the Amazon and the Sorceress, are explicitly sexualized, with breasts literally bigger than their heads, with rear ends to match, and plenty of the screen real estate is dedicated to their respective jiggles and sachets. But at least these characters are powerful women, with agency and a penchant for destroying rooms full of bad guys. The same can't be said for the female NPCs that fill Dragon's Crown's dungeons and other environments. Most of the women in the game are barely clothed and having chests, backs, and twisted into suggestive positions, some with their legs spread almost as wide as the screen. They are presented as helpless objects, usually in need of rescue. It's obvious, one-sided, and gross, I think is the most damning statement from this particular reviewer.
I think she's gross for her lack of open-mindedness.
Thank
Wow,
you.
guys.
I agree with John on this one. I'm tired of this thing on the internet now. It started with Tumblr. I blame you, Tumblr, where it's all like, if this is not equal to both sexes, it is inherently wrong and evil. Like, no, they're targeting a certain audience. In this case, young boys who like boobs and jiggle and want to save women because that's what they want to do. And they want the women they save to be super sexy. That is fine. Not everything needs to be like, well, where's the big-dicked man who runs around using it as a weapon to slay monsters?
I was gonna say, well, there is. It's called the Dwarf, right? I mean, the dwarf is wearing barely anything, I've got to say.
There you go. So
But-
All right, do you want me to shut that down for you? Because having
just go for it.
I was going to
Thank
say, having experience, and then I'll let Dodger get in on this. Having experienced like the full breadth of social justice warriors on the internet, there is a copy-paste answer to that, which is the male is depicted as a power fantasy, whereas the women are depicted as sex fantasies, which is different.
Because the target audience is men who want to experience power fantasies, because a lot of them don't have power in real life, and they want to experience that, and they want the women they save to be sexualized, because that's what a lot of men want. But
are we forgetting about porn? Because porn is legal and nobody cares.
honestly,
Well,
I don't.
lots of people do care, though. Like, let's be honest.
guess.
Like, porn is not hugely and universally accepted.
The point here is that people are getting angry with her opinion as a reviewer. As a woman who played the game, she said, "This is my opinion." And everybody said, "Well, you're stupid and you don't get it." She's like, this is my opinion.
Exactly.
As a female reviewer who played this game, I personally was put off by how the game was.
But Dodger,
and
you
yes,
shouldn't
I'm not
have
the
been
target
put off
audience,
by it.
But
You shouldn't, because I say that your value should be this, right?
She can say it.
Fucking I mean, yeah, but I mean, she's a professional reviewer. It's her job to give her opinion. If she doesn't like the art style and feels it detracts from the game significantly, she is well within her rights to both say that and score the game on that basis.
She can do whatever she wants.
No, agreed. But this is also why I feel like I am getting too damn old for this, because I had a very good point right now that I wish I could remember what game you were talking about earlier this week, TB. But earlier this week, or maybe last week, someone wrote a review in which you got mad because they didn't review the actual. They were biased in their game review because of they didn't like. I don't functionally remember to save my life, but they were biased in the game review because they didn't like a certain aspect of the game, and you hammered them for that.
No, the reason I hammered them for it was because 95% of the review wasn't about the game. It didn't inform me about the game in any way. You're talking about Leisure Suit Larry there specifically. The reason I disliked it is because the majority of that review wasn't about the game. The thing is here that this information that I just gave you there, that was basically the whole mention of that. Yeah, that one box out. There is like 2,000 more words about the game. So you can't point the same finger at this particular reviewer.
But the same thread weaves through it. I mean, we read the review while we were waiting here, and it's still there. Like this bias towards the game based on her opinion of this. She's like, yeah, I like some of the boss fights, but then this was distracting, and so it's there's
because
definitely a
it was
bias.
an overriding problem for her. That's
Right, and
reasonable, right?
I'm not saying she can't have that, but I'm also saying that I feel like that it's just.
Can I just?
I don't know.
Can
I think
I
it's too much.
can I point out that? Can I point out that we were just talking about a game where you shoot SWAT team members and rob banks and nobody really cares?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Don't get me wrong.
you.
I
Yeah.
find the laissez-faire attitude to violence and this massive amount of caring about the depiction of fantasy female characters to be a little silly, to say the least.
I just can't be bothered to like even indulge in these arguments. I'm like, whatever, it didn't hurt anybody. Just move on.
Well, that's the thing, is in the end, like, why bother going into the comment section of somebody who obviously isn't of the same mindset as you? Like, why read a review from a woman, read a woman's perspective, and then be like, you're wrong, when it's the opinion from a woman's perspective? Like,
This is
I,
the
as a
internet.
woman, should probably read that review and see what she thinks.
This
But,
is the internet.
well, the thing
Yeah.
is
Where do you
like,
think they are?
if you want a review that's going to give you an idea of how you will feel about the game, find somebody who is in your same position.
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
That's
then
how I
isn't that-
feel.
Yeah,
isn't that Polygon's fault for making, for saying this is the review of the game, and we're gonna put it out there to everyone on the internet, and we're gonna say we're gonna give you this point of view on a
But it's
game
not
that is
the
targeting men.
the only review on the internet, though. There's loads of them. Like,
But Polygon's a big site now. As Polygon
yeah, but
grows,
they're by no
popularity.
means the biggest. And at the end of the day, if you go off a single review, or even a single video, you're a fucking idiot. I've said to people time and again when they watch my videos, look, you've seen my video, it's only my point of view. Go and watch someone else's, go and read another review. Just make sure that you have some different perspectives, because at the end of the day, a lot of this is highly subjective, and you can't make your decision based on one other person, you know? So if I read the reviews right now, I read this, right? The overall impression I get of this is a lot of sites think Dragon's Crown's really, really good. Yeah. This site wasn't so keen on it, pointed to a specific aspect of the game that some people might dislike, and that's that. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Because I honestly don't know. I haven't paid attention to this game. I have no interest. I don't care. But I mean, even giant boobs aside, I'm like, I don't fucking care. But I'm curious, have other reviews been this heavily focused on the titular aspects of what this game's about?
But I've told you this before, though. It's only that box out that really focuses on that. Like, the
Well, I
vast
mean, but I'm
majority of the
saying,
review
like,
doesn't.
But has anyone else mentioned it in reviews? Like, hey, yeah, look, there's tons of tits everywhere in this game. Like, is
That's a great question. We could go find out if you like.
Because I'm just curious if that. And then if someone complained about, like, hey, what are you, one of the gays? Because you don't like the boobs? Because I imagine that's the internet, right? And I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean,
I don't know.
Here's my perspective on it. Like, honestly, looking at some of the art style in that game, and for one thing, it's kind of strange that we're talking about overly sexualized characters, because if I were to look at the Amazon or the Sorceress, they are so absurdly out of proportion and ridiculous.
Right?
That's what I was gonna say.
The Amazon is not attractive. I'm sorry, I'm not into that. If you look
they're
at,
not
like, the size of that woman's thighs, like, she could crush bears. That's I'm not okay with that. I don't find that particularly
You want to
sexy.
get all up on that, TB?
Not especially. I'd need climbing gear. But
I guess it's like an art style that I'm like, so if you don't like it, I guess I understand, but I feel like, God, this is just another, like,
I
this
can't even-
is
No,
this
but
is
that's
the men ruining it
that's
for
not-
everyone.
I know,
Wait.
me too.
that's not the point, though, right? Like, I'm totally fine with, like, there being boobs all over the place. Like, it's not a big deal for me. The fact is that Polygon let a woman write a review and give her honest opinion on that thing, and then the response to it was like, you don't know what you're talking about, you just don't get it, when it was from her perspective. And like,
I'm pretty sure she does get it. It's not that complicated. This is
Yeah.
not a gigantic piece of culture. I mean, the entire game is one big fantasy trope. There's no real
But
question about that.
is this any different than any other time someone posts anything? I think John's right. Anytime you post something on the internet, there's going to be weirdos, especially on news or review sites, who just give you shit. And it's
Yeah.
because she's a woman who got mad about the fact that there were giant tits everywhere, that it gave internet trolls super ammo to be like, you're
Exactly.
an ugly
And that's
fat
the-
bitch.
Yeah,
That's
but
the problem.
again, I don't think you should really overestimate the number of trolls on the internet. There are people that are just genuinely stupid. There's
That's
an
it.
awful lot of the internet commenters. Like, read the comments on any one of your videos, and then come back to me and say, is that my fan base? What the fuck? You know, because that's not trolls. That's just people being dumb because they don't have any reason not to be.
I'd stop reading. Like, it just comments on the internet is not really a thing. Only maybe like Reddit. Reddit has like okay comments. Other than that, like I don't know.
I guess it depends on the subreddit you're in. But
yeah,
just don't go to politics or atheism, you'll be fine.
Not atheism. Yeah, not atheism.
That's not a bad. That's not a good thing. The interesting thing about this review was that Atlas's PR actually responded to it.
I thought this was pretty awesome. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Atlas PR manager John Harden apparently knows his shit. He says, "Love the review, Danielle. It's a fair assessment and completely factual. I'm truly thankful that it was you who wrote it and wouldn't even think of requesting that you change a single letter. The comments from the game supporters are definitely disheartening. It's okay to not like a game based on an art style, and Polygon is allowed to score the game however they feel necessary. It goes through multiple levels of editing before it's fully approved. They're entitled to their own informed opinion of the game, and I urge you to respect Danielle and Polygon's opinion and form your own instead of trying to force your opinion on them."
Let me translate that for you. Thank you for drawing controversy to our game. Fuck you, I don't care.
Yeah, but he handled it well. There's no question.
Yeah, that is the best PR move that they could have. Like, no, she's good. She's good. Everyone note that we responded to this and we were really, really nice about it.
You know, it's also entirely possible that they genuinely think it's fine, right? I mean, I have not had... I have slammed games before, and I've very rarely ever had flack from developers for it, honestly, or PR. Like, I could think of maybe 2 instances where some PR guy's put his foot in his mouth. Funnily enough, one of them was around BioShock, but... yeah, for the most part, PR doesn't do that, and it's entirely possible that they knew going into this, we already know there was some controversy surrounding the art style. This has been rumbling for like 6 months, so some people are going to not like it. The more interesting thing about it to me was the idea that it wasn't just the 2 main characters. It was apparently that's like pretty consistent for females throughout the game. Like, all right. Maybe as a 29-year-old male, I might not be fully into this. Like that could be something that might put me off a little bit. I don't know. I'll have to play it and find out for myself.
There are people starving and being oppressed all over the world.
Yeah, but the podcast isn't about.
I don't care about the boobs.
Let's be
I
honest.
don't care about boobs in a game. No, it's just like
it's super dark in here.
When people get so uppity about this, I'm like, is this really the best place to be focusing your? Like, is this? I don't know.
I mean, I think, you know, in the case of her, if it's a job, then yes. Is it okay for people on the internet to spend loads of time? Probably not.
Yeah.
I guess.
But
I mean,
I can't help but I'm sorry. I can't help but feel that in this case, there is more than just a little bias here, because I truly doubt that there are other things she's written that are like, the art style in here turned me off because of X, and so I didn't like this game.
That's a good question. I'd like to know.
I don't believe that for a minute.
I believe Polygon's editor came out and said that basically Danielle and a couple of the other female reviewers are the most experienced that they have in terms of JRPGs, which is why they gave her the game to do, because that she would have done a better job, which, you know, is pretty good. I'm not sure what else she's done, honestly, so I couldn't really tell you. She did Deus Ex, but obviously, like, there's no issue there. But I think I don't know how many games she's reviewed.
Look, I just don't think that it should be implied that the target audience is the only type of demographic that should get to review a game, so that there is no bias. Like, then nothing's going to ever change.
I tend to agree, and I think it comes down to the fact that there is not just one review on the internet. There's fucking hundreds of reviews on the internet. You can have it from all manner of perspectives. And that's actually a good thing, because it gives you a more well-rounded impression.
Exactly. If you think that her review was dumb, don't waste your time arguing about it in her comment section. Go find somebody else. Like, why do you care so much?
Well, you're certainly not going to change anyone's mind by shouting at them.
I no longer think we're talking about the same thing. I agree with you. You should. I mean, you should be able to say what you want to say. I'm just saying, why say it? I don't know. I guess that's
why say it?
Well, because, like, I mean, sure, say it, but if it were me, I would be like, I don't know. I really don't. When it comes to art, usually I don't take issue with much, as long as it's not like blatantly like kill all the blacks. Like, then it might be like, okay, like a game that's obviously like a KKK racism game. I might be like, all right, now this is not. I'm not gonna.
But like, in general, I thank you. I agree with you on this.
I've got to let me get into some dangerous territory, though. because
Right.
it's fun, sort of. Are you saying it's not okay for a game like that to exist? Because I mean, there's TV shows and books that exist that say things as bad, if not worse.
It's okay. It's
Is it okay for it
them
to exist?
I see what you're saying. You're saying, where do I draw the line? I guess I draw the line at that.
Yeah, well, and that's really the point, isn't it? Everyone draws the line at their own particular
All right.
thing, you know. And she drew the line there, and that's cool. You know, she now has the ability to not play that game. Great, that's fantastic. You can take a choice as a consumer, and if there are other people like her, then they can make choices as consumers based on her opinion, right? Because it lines up with theirs.
No, certainly. I'm not saying she has the right to do it. Certainly, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I draw the line there. I guess I don't draw the line there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard.
I don't. I wouldn't even draw the line at the KKK game. I'd be like, sure. I'm saying the mass market at large will decide.
Exactly, the mass market will sort itself out, right? You know.
So yeah, it's invisible hand of it. No, so I'm really just saying. Usually, I don't pay much mind to this stuff unless it's. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. You've made me think. I don't like this. I'm not comfortable with it.
Clearly, we started the podcast off on the wrong foot there.
John just like leaves and vomits. He's like, yeah. It's the worst.
Somebody's gonna soundbite me saying "kill all the blacks."
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Already happened.
Well, over the next couple of weeks,
say,
you'll be receiving a wide variety of tweets and
Exporting
emails
right-
and comments accusing you of everything ever. You know,
Oh boy, it's fun. It's always fun.
there's
Isn't
gonna
it?
be a storm outside because it's got super dark in here all of a sudden. But I don't know. Like art style wise, I'm.
Screeching.
I-
I'm so
It's my dog. Stop!
Yeah.
I love you. Stop. What do you want?
I just love you. I won't just.
What? Yeah. Dog wants
I don't know.
Okay.
The
Should we move on?
yeah,
Can
we can move on. You want to move on to more internet drama?
Yes. I
Phil
do.
Fish. All right. We can do Phil Fish. So, those of you who do not know, Fez 2 has been cancelled. Polytron announced this on Twitter. It has basically been cancelled because Phil Fish is claiming he is leaving the games industry. And this all kind of blew up over remarks made by Marcus Beer, who is, I believe he works for Game Trailers.
I love that in all of the articles about this, when they just use the last names, it's Beer said to Fish and Fish said to Beer. It's great. Sorry,
That's
keep
good.
going.
Yeah, pretty much. He called them names in a show, basically, and also called out him and Jonathan Blow for apparently not giving quotes over some rumor regarding Xbox One publishing. And then Phil Fish lashed back at him, and then there was a big fight, and they called each other names on Twitter, and then Phil Fish basically said, "I'm done," completely. And this has resulted in a fairly large backlash, and also a very long discussion about the relationship between games devs and games media, and where the line is drawn. And I think the first thing to point out, really, the difference between this whole thing and what had been going on in the past, because let's be honest here, Fish has gone into a lot of trouble in the past for years
Oh
and
yeah,
years and
he's
years.
acted
yeah?
super douchey. Nobody's trying to say that he hasn't.
No, he has very clearly had his complete douchebag moments, but the thing is, that's a very small-minded way of looking at it. The reason that I think he left this time is because the media really jumped on the back of it this time around. Like, it seemed like a lot of people were posting these articles to blatantly link and clickbait in order to get extra traffic, and I think once the media labels you something, it's very, very hard to kind of shake that.
Wait, I'm a little confused. What is exactly the? Explain like I'm 5. Like what's going on here?
Okay. Beer said naughty words on video.
Okay.
Yeah. Fish get mad on Twitter.
Yeah.
Shout at Beer. Beer shout at
Yeah.
Fish. Fish shout at Beer. Fish leave game industry. Everyone mad.
But what you're saying? They labeled him?
Yeah, well, a lot of these media organizations basically labeled the guy because they were focusing on a number of different quotes that he'd said. Like, for some reason, they focused a lot on the whole Japanese games are rubbish quote that he had a while ago. By kind of opening the articles, like, Phil Fish, instead of, like, the developer Fez, like, the guy that said this, kind of immediately opening up with this sort of negative tarnishing.
Yeah, I see how. Yeah, that would really suck.
Yeah, I mean, let's not say Fish is blameless. He is not.
He's kind of a craze bag. I don't know.
Yeah.
That guy's
Yeah,
he's passionate but crazy.
Yeah. I don't think that everyone who I don't think a lot of people that develop games are really cut out to be social idols. If you wanted to be a social idol, you wouldn't develop video games. Let's be honest.
Yeah, like John Blow's kind of like that too. He's a little bit introverted, is he not?
Well, we are talking about an industry where people live. It's wonderful, isn't it? Beer, fish, and blow together at last. That sounds like a good Friday night.
So, God, it sounds like an awful movie about
Don't
a wedding.
do drugs,
I don't even
kids.
know.
Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? But I suppose the real topic that's kind of come up from this, aside from the whole relationship between media, is like, well, why can't everyone just have a really thick skin on the internet and just, ignore all of these comments and not get mad at them? And we've talked about this before in our private support groups. We do have a wonderful YouTube support group where it's like, hi guys, my name's John and I'm a YouTuber. Hi John! So what do you want to share this week? It's just like, comments.
Yeah, dude, I have a hard time. I really have a hard time not getting down at it sometimes. When it's just like I'm sitting here working on something, and then I go and I look at comments and like, you haven't released it forever, hack, washed up, unsubscribe, and I'm like, I don't know what I did to deserve that.
I'm just a person living my life.
Yeah,
I'm just living my life, man.
Yeah, it makes it's not easy. I don't blame him, especially because he's got so much negative attention. Phil Fish is synonymous with douchebag.
Yeah, Jesse.
Okay, it is a damn shame we won't see Fez 2. That's sad. But other than that, why should I give any shits about any of this? It's just another guy getting pissy and leaving. Fine.
To be fair, not that many people actually
I don't care.
Get pissed.
I just don't
and leave.
care.
I mean, that doesn't happen that much.
What are you talking about? Yeah, that doesn't happen very often.
No, developers don't generally do that. The reason, I suppose, why this is such a big deal is it also follows up from the fact that you recall the Call of Duty developer that had the audacity to patch a weapon in Call of Duty and people threatened to rape his family over it, right?
Oh.
Like look, there is definitely just because this is it's public, so people are like, oh, this is interesting. But I guarantee there are things similar to this happening all the time in game development that we don't see. Again, I don't give shits about that. I don't give shits about this. You know what? Goodbye. Look at me not care.
I think it's because Phil Fish is sort of an indie game idol. I really think that's
he's well known. There's no question
well,
about
now
that.
he's not. Now someone else will take his place and we'll move on.
No,
I
he's
don't
now
care.
even more well known, and now they probably won't.
Yeah.
Fez came from the mind of a very specific person, right? Fez is not something you can mass manufacture, I'm afraid. I don't like the game because it's a fucking puzzle platform, and I don't give a shit.
like it either.
But
I respect it.
Yeah, I respect that it exists.
No! Stop that bullshit! That is bullshit. You can't be like,
loads of people liked Fez.
I don't particularly
Jesse,
like
loads
it,
of people like Fez. I am not the only
person.
person in the universe. If I don't like Fez, that doesn't fucking matter, because lots of people did.
Okay, no. You can say that, but here's the thing. Notice the difference. Earlier, there was talk of The Last of Us. Not one of you was like, everyone was like, it's not very good. Not one of you was like, but I respect its right to be loved by many. Fuck that shit,
because that sold a bazillion copies and their developer hasn't had to go into hiding. There's a bit of a difference.
Dude, that game was just like they threw money at it, and then a team of people who were like, I'm glad that I have a job, made it. Like, fucking like, Phil Fish was
fine.
like, have you seen Indie Game the movie?
You know what? No, because I don't give shits. I'm sorry.
People like two guys in a basement. Two guys in a basement, no money. They fucking like they made it like their sole mission to create that game. It's different. It's a little different.
That's terrific. There are plenty of other indie people who weren't in movies who deserve just as much attention, who are busting their ass every day on Greenlight or whatever, trying to get games developed, who are doing really good things, not being a giant jackass on the internet and not getting into fights with people on Twitter and shit. Those people deserve much more credit than this asshole.
It's funny because you're probably talking about paranautical activity, and the devs of that are actually quite known for getting into fights on the internet, but hey, whatever.
All right, fine. I agree, actually. Jesse, you're correct.
There's a lot of great people out there that I meet all the time, and I'm like, you guys deserve legit credit for what you're doing, and you aren't out there like, give me credit for making something. No,
but he never said that. Ever.
He never said that.
No.
He never said that.
I just put the words in his mouth. It just happened right now.
Yeah, you're
never
basically
said that.
you're just as bad as the people writing those fucking articles to get traffic, right?
Yeah, and then you're gonna get 1 million views on this podcast, and you'll thank me. So
I think that's probably got
Good on
more to
you,
do
bud.
with JonTron and less to do with Phil Fish, but thanks.
Oh, stop it!
Just saying.
Stop it!
Look at him. Just look at him. Can he get any better than that? No.
Can I get any better than this? No,
No.
I'm at home. I'm at home. Literally, I'm at home. I'm
Absolutely
at home.
not.
I'm at home. Like I'm
Well,
just in
my besides the fact of my rant, my basic point remains the same. There are other people who deserve more attention than this.
Yeah,
so-
Yeah,
which
sure.
is nice and all, but the world's not fucking fair. Yeah, there's probably more people on YouTube that deserve attention than you, or me, or John, or Dodger. But, well, maybe not John, but most of the rest of us. Yeah,
Was that
Fuck you,
was
John!
that genuine or just like we're not?
I'm
close
sowing
enough?
animosity. It's wonderful.
Welcome
No!
to the show, by the way, John.
What? Thank you. This is good. This is good.
We
What's
invited
that?
you here just for that one line. We've been waiting.
I think my favorite member of the forums here is Press Fart to continue.
I agree.
Oh my.
That's a good one.
Oh dear. You're giving him attention. This is never going to end. I've got to say though, Jesse, I have been privy to, the conversations that we've had. It would be kind of weird that I wasn't, where we've just gone off and just said, "Oh God, people." I think it was Jim Sterling that said it best a couple of days ago. Rise for Destructoid does a show called Jimquisition, which is awesome. Who basically said, well, everyone who does this shit on the internet actually does have a thick skin. This whole, we'll just get a thick skin. No, we all have a thick skin. And
You
what
wouldn't do it to begin with. Yeah.
yeah, what you
Agreed.
don't realize is, like, it's not, you weren't the guy that made the guy go crazy, yeah? It wasn't beer that caused Fish to leave, yeah? It was
Right.
thousands upon thousands of people over the course of, like, 3 years. Like, you gradually get worn down. It's
Yeah.
like, it's death by 1,000 cuts, right?
Do you ever get that? You ever get
Yes,
that? Do you ever get worn
frequently.
down? I get
And I'll
worn
just,
down
like, go off the internet for a day, or either that, or I'll just explode on Twitter because it makes me feel better.
I've
I've done that too. You see, I've done that too.
Yeah.
That's something that happens I have a real thick skin, and I'll be fine. And then one person one day when I'm having a bad day will just say something, and I'll be like, this is it! Let's go to war, bitches!
Oh my god.
Yeah, and like people become greater or less vulnerable depending on what's going on in their lives. I think like years ago when I was having those visa troubles, like a few people made some snarks about it, and I just told someone to go and die of a horrible disease. I don't know.
You said that? Wait, where?
Yeah, I legitimately said that. I feel terrible about it, but at the time it's like I was in a vulnerable state. That pushed me over the fucking edge into rage mode, and that's that. That's you're just done at that point. Dodger, you generally respond by posting a bunch of GIFs on Tumblr and then shouting a lot.
I know. Yeah, yesterday, actually, like, there were so many messages that I would start to respond to and then be like, no, self,
Yeah,
you're too stressed out. Because, like, with the move and, like, family stuff and also work, just, like, everything together, I've been like, okay, this is, like, a manageable amount of stress, but, like, I'm like, I'm a little bit off kilter.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah. It's
and
like,
then yesterday I just hit this weird point where I was reading messages and being like, oh, hell no. Like, just, and had to just walk away because I couldn't.
You know what? You know what always happens to me is I'm like, cause like I'll look at comments and cause like I don't know, JonTron. It's not like Game Grumps or something where I just can like do it. Like I have to like really orchestrate it, order all the things, the props, get the crew. Like it's not easy. So like
it takes effort. You're saying.
Yeah, or I mean, it used to be when I was just like, I'm gonna film this on a handy cam, but now I want to hold it to a little bit of a higher standard, so it takes a while. So like, fucking, I'll be reading these comments like, you haven't uploaded in like 6 months, which is true. There's stuff on the way, but then like, I'll go to Facebook and I'll be like, all right, listen, guys, I'm doing it, and then I read the message and it just looks so fucking desperate, and I just delete it all and I don't post it. I'm like, I don't need to. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to a C. It's not going to get anywhere. This is a message in a bottle.
Like, in the end, you have to just remind yourself that they're the loud minority, and a lot of people are still very supportive and like.
I try.
Love what you're doing and just want you to be like doing lots of cool stuff. And you're like, yeah, okay.
We're not wired that way. We're wired to actually look for the negative. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
there was some psychology thing that said that.
Agent
What?
Smith was right in the first Matrix movie. He was right. That's all I need to say. Go watch that again.
Where nobody suffered, where everyone could be happy. It was a disaster.
Thank you, TB.
No one
Thank
could
you.
accept
It
the
was a
program.
disaster.
Entire crops were lost.
We define ourselves
Damn.
by suffering. By suffering.
We kind
He
of
was right.
We
The
kind of
robot was right.
I always feel like YouTube is so much different than, let's say, Hollywood, because in Hollywood people are like protesting, they're saying things, but they're talking to themselves. I don't know, but they could talk directly to us. And since our content is like made by us, it's not made by those people could be like, well, look at this production team, whatever, these producers. We don't have producers. So if somebody's fault, it's just my fault.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Fuck you. And
There's
I'm
no
like, I'm
hierarchy to
sorry.
point to.
No.
Yeah. So it's like, at least those people, they come out with a movie, but then they can go on an interview later and be like, oh, it just didn't work out. There were like 300 people working on the movie, and it didn't work out.
Yeah,
but like,
they have guys to read their Twitter for you.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's just like I go there and I'm like, I just sucked. That's why it was bad. So I don't know.
I think it's something quite nice and refreshing about being able to just say that. You know. Just
Say what?
Well, my video was bad and it was my fault. Sorry.
I guess I don't want my video to be bad, and it was my fault.
Yeah.
So.
I think your basic point about he was driven away, if we go back to Senor Fish, he was driven away not by one comment, but by constant barrage, and eventually he let it get to him. I can understand that. I go back to my point that I still don't care, but I get it. I get
relate
why.
to it, surely, because
I can.
Yes.
Yes.
You have experienced it. We've all experienced it to greater or lesser degrees. You know, and we're all very accessible. You know, you can tweet at us and we will be the ones reading it.
Yeah,
Whereas,
exactly.
You know, you shout at Samuel L. Jackson, one, you'll get your ass kicked. And secondly, he didn't read it. It did nothing. That is shouting at the TV. You know?
It's just weird because, like, well, I know there's some people, like, I think, like, Tim Heidecker tweets his own. Oh, he tweets the funniest shit at people. Have you seen Tim Heidecker's tweets?
No.
Do you know who Tim Heidecker is?
I have no idea who that is.
No, none of you know who Tim Heidecker is! Tim and Eric?
How do you spell it? That's...
Oh, okay.
Tim and Eric.
I
never
have no...
watched it.
It's some
They have a
comedy
show.
thing. I don't have any idea who this guy is.
That's some comedy thing
it's
the
a
kids
thing.
are watching.
It's
a
American
thing.
comedy. Why would I pay attention to that?
You don't know about Tim and Eric?
Come on.
TV?
It's American comedy. Come on.
No, it's not American comedy. It's the comedy. Hold on. Do you like John C. Reilly?
John C. Reilly is the only, like, those are the only clips of that show that I've watched, like, so many times.
Check it out with Dr. Steve Brule is my favorite. It's, like, directed by Tim and Eric, I think. But, like, it's John C. Reilly's show. It's the best. It's fucking best. It's, like, my favorite show ever. Tim Heidecker's tweets are funny nonetheless. I think they manage their own stuff. They're pretty indie as it is, though.
Yeah, I think that there are a small number of people that get to this kind of level of E-fame or whatever and just become this kind of F-list internet celebrity that can kind of handle it, and then everyone else has their own ways of coping, which may or may not be public. Like,
Yeah! Okay.
Lots of alcohol.
Yeah, don't look at someone that's like, oh, all of the stuff that he says on Twitter is positive. Clearly, he never lets it get to him. Yes, he does. He just takes it out on something else. Yeah.
Someone
It
else's
definitely
suffering.
gets to
Yeah.
him.
If you're me,
Yeah.
it's gifts.
Thank you all for watching. I love your support. And I go off and crawl in a corner like,
Pretty much. Yeah.
like fucking. Like, I don't want to like. See, I want to keep the charade. I want to keep the charade going.
Pretty much, yeah. You know, it's like they
It's gone now.
don't
It's
worry.
just
They hate. You know, they hate what you just said, and they hate you for saying it. But they can't be asked with the repercussions of telling you so because that doesn't fit their brand image.
Pretty much.
That's
Pretty much.
basically how.
Yeah.
it
What am I
works.
gonna do? Fuck you, stupid idiot. No, I told him. You're wrong. Did you know you're wrong?
The worst part is then you realize, you have the realization, I've done this many times, where I've like got a really good zinger. I'm like, yeah, take that. And I'm like, this kid's probably 11 years old. I'm like, son of a bitch. I need to delete that.
Yeah, I delete it every time. I delete it every time. I'm like,
I just post it and then 2 hours later think, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have said that.
Right? Like, oh, I'm arguing a kid.
Oh, God, I'm arguing Reddit again. Why did I say that?
Yeah, I've done
And
that.
then deleting it's worse because they're like, why did you delete this? We have records. Like, oh, no.
Yeah, dude, I've deleted stuff so much, and then it's just, I feel worse because I'm like, now they just see my weakness. Damn it. You all know what I'm talking about.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think the thing everyone's got to kind of understand about like, people is like, we are all thinking that. Some of us just choose to put that on the keyboard, and some of us have the restraint not to.
Yeah.
But we're all thinking it. You're an arsehole. Quit it.
Yeah. Pretty much. Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't owe you anything. It's free.
It's
Free videos.
Yes. Oh, beautiful.
I said it. It can't be unsaid.
That's beautiful. That's exactly it.
I needed this.
Oh man, this feels so good.
Yeah.
It really does.
I'm glad I can. I did not know you guys could relate. I always see you guys as being like, maybe they're okay with it, but no. I guess not.
No. We need to get you into our support group. Trust me, it's the best place.
Bring me in.
It used to be the old Blood Bowl chat. We renamed it to a support group a while ago.
The TGS support group.
Yeah, they were just all in that chat. They were just like, "Hey guys, someone posted something really shitty," and then we're just like, "Oh yeah, we got this. It's sharing and caring."
Fuck that guy.
It's,
We go, yeah,
fuck that guy. He's a.
It's great.
It's actually wonderful. I think it's really cathartic. I think it's
I think
made
it
me
was
a better person.
necessary.
Yeah, I think it
Sanity.
was. Oh,
God,
fuck.
I'm relieved to know that I'm not the only one.
Don't
'cause
worry, you're not alone.
It's not really something I go talking about. Just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I try to collect the 24-hour chips, but I keep losing them. So
The what? Oh God.
Oh, the
Wait,
like,
wait.
didn't
24 hours
respond to a
without a
YouTube
ticket.
comment in 24 hours.
I should.
They're
put
taken
that.
from
Just
him. He doesn't lose them. Someone
Or-
appears is like, no.
No, you don't get that today.
14 days without Twitter incident.
I need that on the wall. I'm gonna get one of those. 14 days without Twitter incident. They're just like, well, gotta reset that one.
Oh my God.
oh my god, I'm gonna make that ticker for you.
That's
It's gonna be
fantastic.
beautiful.
Yes, absolutely.
It helps because you look at it and you're like, I don't want to read that 100
Make
days.
it, bring it to
we
PAX. We
just
can have it
got
in the
scolded.
background of the podcast when we do that. That'll be great.
We just got what I get all the time, which is when I'm like, man, sometimes people on the internet are horrible, and I just got scolded with I hope you guys realize 15,000 people are here to support me for making awesome videos for free, and it's like,
Yeah.
you got me. Oh,
And then we're like,
God.
no, this guy said negative things. I'm gonna focus on him. It's
I don't know
No,
why
that's-
it works
that's
that
the thing,
way.
though, is it's like you just have to like switch your frame of mind, but like it's honestly really hard because again, we're the ones who are making it, so we bear all of the responsibility. So when somebody's like, "This is the worst. You're the worst person," you're like,
Yeah.
like, it's just it has such an impact on you that it bothers you, even though it shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually one of the reasons I really did not enjoy doing Let's Plays that much, was because I feel like they got insight into me, whereas in JonTron, they didn't get insight into me. But
no,
like,
I know that you
that's-
have a parrot.
That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key. When you Let's Play, you have to keep talking, or else it sounds boring as balls. And so you keep talking and talking and talking. Eventually, you slips out rather than like, hey, guys, and it's like, well, now they know, and then they're like, screw it. It's much easier just to be myself. I'll be myself. And when you're yourself, they're like, I know everything about you. You're a bad fucking person. It's like, I know. What?
I know. They'll be like,
What?
they'll be like, you could just see that Aaron does not like John. I mean, clearly you can see in this dynamic that he's talking down to him, and it's like, why are you doing the psychology on my Let's Play? Like, oh my God, fucking, I'm so glad that I prefer scripted content. I'm gonna stick to it.
I would like to change my opinion of Senor Fish. I believe he inspired this entire conversation. He's a genius. He is a genius.
He just said,
Man.
fuck it.
That man's a genius.
love
I
it.
changed my opinion.
Why, because he left this bullshit?
No, because he inspired this
Oh, yeah,
moment.
This entire discussion. I'd like. We'll go to a quick break, but I'd like to leave us with a quote that, like, try to keep in my mind and consistently fail to do so. This is from Patrick Klepek of Giant Bomb, who wrote an article on this, and his ending quote was, 99% of the internet has been nothing but nice to me, even when it's a backhanded compliment. It's easy to focus on that 1%. That 1% is vile, hateful, spiteful, jealous, mean, and would likely be as venomous in a public place as they are with a badge of anonymity. Many are probably teenagers who will grow up and learn to regret their ignorant actions, but some of them aren't, and those are the people that scare me the most. But I can't spend my day worrying about the 1%. I wake up every day trying to make the other 99% happy.
I wish I could do that.
Yes, exactly. I wish I was that good a person. I wish I was that well-adjusted, but I'm not. So fuck it. You're watching the Co-optional Podcast. We'll be right back with a look at game releases, some trailers, and some general discussion. Don't go anywhere. See ya! Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Co-optional Podcast.
Welcome back to the CB Biptional Podcast!
Yeah.
I'm calling it the CB Biptional Podcast from now on.
That's pretty good. Had a little bit of
CB
orchestral
Biptional.
backing for you right there. It was quite epic. I always like to pretend that I didn't just leave Winamp, like, scrolling randomly through my tracks and just, like, that was entirely planned, guys. Don't worry. Always good. Well, we do have games coming out this week. We should probably talk about those. Yeah.
Can I say? This person said, I just paid $4.99 to say this. JonTron, your headset is not even.
Thanks for the cash.
Oh. All right. If you paid $5, I'll do it.
That's amazing.
Oh
Hold
my
on, I don't
god,
know
I hope it becomes even more uneven and it drives that person insane.
This has got to be great.
Are we
All right,
actually
there you go.
for this to happen?
There you go.
There it is. Okay.
See,
I don't know. It's still not. I think it's his head. I think his head's just not even.
That's okay.
No,
There we
it
go.
was-
Yeah, this should be just fine for everybody, I think.
Just all of us. All right, let's go.
John,
Dodger, you didn't think that one through, did you? Really? Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Now people are getting super mad. This is wonderful. So, let's talk a little bit about the games that are coming up this week. There are some. We've had a little bit of a summer drought. Why the fuck is there a summer drought? There's got to be
I don't
an industry
understand
reason
that
for
at
this.
all. Kids are out. Like
They're out of
they can play your
school! They want to
games.
play video games!
isn't that?
I've never
I
heard you
don't-
go to that octave.
Isn't that?
It is a
the-
capability. I reserve it for special occasions.
Isn't the thought process like, well, they're outside at the pool and they're on vacation, so they don't have time for games?
This is
I
not
don't believe that's 1 minute.
1982! That's not true!
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure it's just because probably just coincidence.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you'd think though that they'd want to save their big release. Well, I mean, Last of Us just came out. That's kind of a
Yeah, but I mean, that was... When did that come out? That was actually kind of at the crux of summer, wasn't
I don't
it?
know.
You know?
Yeah, just at the beginning of June.
Yeah, because summer's like July, August, September, right? June, July, August.
Trust me. Just think back to when it was the SNES era. All right, you had to choose between the Aladdin license game, which is good by the way,
Which is awesome.
and Mario Kart, and that was all you had for that winter. You had to go through the whole. Although winters in California are basically just like the summers, so I don't know.
Summer. Yeah, it's all the same.
Um,
Yeah, but like, with as much as we wind up having days where multiple AAA titles are released, like on the same day, I'm like, why don't more people claim these hot button spots? I don't
I think
get
so, wouldn't you?
what?
these spots,
Hot
John.
button spots.
These hot button spots.
I'm sensing like Justin Bieber, Christina Aguilera single going on here.
Oh,
Hot
actually,
button spots.
That is
but-
actually kind of dirty sounding.
Hot button spots.
Hot button spots.
I don't
About
know.
it.
Honestly, nowadays the best games, like almost like some of my favorite games are just the free to play ones because they're like all we have to convince you our game is good is the game.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So they're like all
true.
fucking amazing, and they're like designed well, and they have like incentive for you to keep playing, and it's not just like we just
Not
threw
wrong.
$3 million.
we did a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I love it. I still think because it's a bit of an. It's been a while now, but since 2006, there's like an indie revolution in video games, And gaming came back to its roots because everybody was realizing that the unsustainable graphics curve was eventually going to come to a halt, and the unsustainable blockbuster curve, because at one point it was really cool to play Call of Duty and be like, wow, I feel like I'm in a war, but after a while it's like, I don't give a fuck anymore. So
I've been feeling like I've been in a war for the past 20 fucking games, you know?
yeah. I'd like to...
And you,
What?
no, I mean, you could tell. Fuck, just go.
I'd like to think it's... I'd like to think it started with Braid and Super Meat Boy. That's really when people were like, wait a second. Games? It was like back in the people are remaking games from the DOS era, because fucking when it was DOS and the shareware and all that bullshit, people were just like, we just want to make something good. We have so much limitations on our hands. So they made some of the best shit ever, like XCOM. Like, that was like 20 years ago, and they just made it, and it's practically the same thing. And it's just like, it's the core mechanics, you dumbasses! It's not how it like, I don't know. I just don't get... it's like when they shut down the Disney animation studios. They're like, well, just Pixar forever. We don't need other forms of art. Look at all this money.
Like, people will eventually get bored of it or anything, right?
Yeah.
The best part is, in 5-10 years, they'll have like a coming soon. The animation, it's so old, it's new again.
Yeah.
And it'll be like hand-drawn. People are like, I'll pay $1,000 to see that shit. Like,
I know.
You.
And it's just going to be like they just forgot how to do it. They're like, it's terrible.
Every
like
character's
imagining
just
somebody,
animated that
like,
way, every single one of
Picking
them.
up a pencil, picking up some paper, and being like, I'm going to do some drawings. Like, how do I do this?
My muscle memory, it's gone. How do I get it back? I want to see more indie games.
Well, don't worry, because there's plenty coming your way in this release list.
You should
say,
watch
what?
the green
Well,
light,
there's actually not that
John.
many, but
You should, John.
Oh, there's a Shadowrun. I forgot about that.
yeah, you should play that. Pretty good.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's fun.
Wait, is Shadowrun the one that has a character named Dodger in it? Because everybody's sending me millions of screen caps.
Probably.
Wait.
It wouldn't surprise me. Dodger sounds
Yes.
like a pretty good Shadowrunny name. That would work.
It's the street name and Matrix moniker of an elven Decker whose romantic attachment to the AI Morgan blah 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 provided the spark for her sentience. I don't even know. But everybody's sending me screen caps of this character being like, I didn't know you were in a video game. And I'm like, what? No, I know nothing about this
You're
game.
like in like 3 over the next year, and you can kill me in all of them. I drop loot in one of them.
People always fucking send me the fat guy from Game of Thrones and go, JonTron! And I'm like, you guys are mean.
You know nothing, JonTron.
I've seen it.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I think it's
Sneh.
Sam.
That's my favorite character in that entire show. Oh, regret.
John Snow.
It's a wonderful accent because I actually used to date someone that sounded exactly like that, and it was highly
You
distracting.
know nothing,
Is she
Jon
crazy?
Snow.
No, I wouldn't say bad things about her. It's just her accent wasn't a strong point. Let me put it that way.
Gotcha.
Did she shoot arrows at you when you tried to leave her? I imagine that's the case.
It was the other way
I have
around.
to go. You know I
Whoa.
have to go.
As in, I shot arrows at her when she left me. Yeah, but there you go. That's another story for another time. Let's look at release list, shall we? I'm pretty sure
Spoiler alert
statute of
for those of you
limitations
who
are done
haven't
on that
watched
now.
Game of Thrones, by the way.
There's a Bioshock Infinite DLC.
There is,
Yeah.
and it's terrible. It's called Clash
It's not
in the Clouds.
story. It's
Yeah,
just
it's a horde mode.
style.
Oh, sweet, it's a horde mode?
Yeah. Why would you want that in Bioshock Infinite, though? Because the combat in that game was kind of rubbish.
Is it? Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
It's not rubbish. I liked it.
You liked it? You liked the combat in Bioshock Infinite?
I actually, I liked that. I thought it was good. I did not like it in Bioshock 1, but Bioshock Infinite.
I'm exactly the opposite, but there you go. Yeah, the Clash in the Clouds is a $5 DLC that I think came out. It was yesterday, I believe it came out. You can also pick up the season pass, which will give you that, and 2 parts of they're doing a noir alternate reality thing where you go back to Rapture, and it's Rapture pre-fall.
And it's
It's called Buried at Sea, and in the
Here's the-
second
here's the
part
thing.
you'll get to play as Elizabeth in a film noir style, which sounds amazing, I might add.
I assume Dodger is on the same point at me, and I just would like to put this out there. Can we throw that spoiler thing up there? Can we throw the spoiler?
Spider-Finger.
All right,
Pop that spoiler
I am
thing.
activating the spoiler thing.
Wait. Spoiler for what?
Spoiler thing has been
Bioshock
activated.
Infinite.
Oh, I'm gonna take my headset off. I haven't beat that game yet.
Okay.
Okay,
Take it
all right.
off.
All right,
take it off, take it
take
off.
Spoiler has been activated.
Spoiler
That means-
active. Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. Elizabeth is your daughter in BioShock, and in this new one, she's like, "Hey there, look me up sometime. Let's do it." And it's like,
Yeah.
hold the phone. You cannot make femme noir like Elizabeth sexy at all, because even in many alternate realities, that girl is still your daughter, and I feel like they're gonna bang in it. And I have so many. Here's the thing though. Throughout the entire game, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get with Elizabeth because she's a hottie," and I love us. At the end, you're like, "Oh no!" And because I felt that, now I feel even worse because I'm like, part of me wants this to happen, but I don't. This is old boy. This is some old boy shit. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore.
This is old boy shit. Yeah, I was watching.
I don't want to be in like snow
BioShock
at the end,
Infinite
hugging my
incest.
daughter
What
like,
the fuck?
"I'm gonna do you again." No, I don't want this.
Yeah, when I was watching the trailer for it with Jeannie, and when she like takes the cigarette in it, she goes, "You can call me Elizabeth," and I just said, "And I'll call you Daddy," and she just looks at me like,
Oh no!
just like, no.
It's horrifying. You can't functionally. I mean, like, because everyone who's played that game, if you're a guy, you can't tell me you didn't like immediately fall in love with Elizabeth as a character. You're like, "Oh, shut up," and then you're like, "No," and then now they're like, "By the way, everything you felt before, feel it again." It's like, no.
Okay, can
Oh,
we bring
man.
that back?
Okay, right.
All
Spoiler
right.
alert is going off. So there we go. Okay, John. How do we indicate that? Oh, yeah.
John, go back.
This isn't helping.
Good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Hey, how you doing?
That was
All
the
right.
best communication we could do. We were just like, John, buddy. Now here's the best part. We could have just typed in chat to please put your headphones, but we were like, that's too hard. That's too difficult.
Dude, I like your method. I liked it. I hope you guys had a good chat.
We did.
Yeah,
I know you guys.
We had a
I know.
really good chat.
I know you guys are talking about me. I know you guys were like spoiler alert about BioShock Infinite. You guys tell
Yeah,
me.
know
but
who we
anyway,
hate?
Burial at Sea is the name of it. There's going to be 2 parts of it, and it is coming out fairly soon. But if you, for some reason, like the combat, Clash in the Clouds is basically a horde mode arena. That's currently available now for $5, and it earns you blue ribbons, which give you like statues and shit, and that's about it.
Whoa.
There don't appear to be any new weapons, any new enemies, or anything like that. There's 4 new maps that, needless to say, reuse assets. They are saying that the Rapture in BioShock Infinite does not reuse assets from BioShock 1 or 2, which is interesting. They're completely redoing it. And it makes sense, considering it was pre-fall, so there you go. And there will be Big Daddies, but there will also be Sky Rails. They're combining combat elements from 2 games. There'll be stuff like Sky Rails and Tears, but there'll also be stuff like Big Daddies. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know if they're going to they probably won't do the complex security system because they don't have a proper hacking mechanic anymore and things like that, but we'll see.
But I like the premise that it's
Oh, it's a fantastic
New Year's Eve.
idea.
It's the night before the bombing. Like, I like all of that. It's right before everything changes in Rapture, which again makes me feel like, okay, they're gonna have something to do with it. But at the same time, my theory that Ryan and Booker were the same person, just in alternate realities, it kind of screwed that theory up. But whatever.
Aw,
Whatever.
yeah.
I was so excited. I was like, because, Lighthouse and thing, it all makes sense. Not anymore, don't.
Nope.
I don't know. Maybe in some realities they were, and then maybe they weren't. I don't know. Anyway, let's get away from that. So let's have a look at some other stuff. We have, of course, Pikmin 3. A game for the Wii U is available on August the 4th in the US.
Wait, they still make games for that?
Lol.
Wait, that comes out in 4 days?
Yeah, it's out in 4 days.
What? Dude, I wonder if it's good. Like, they worked on that game for like fucking 17 years. I hope that. I
Yeah,
wonder
they
if it's-
did.
I wonder if it's going to be any good.
I hope so. It would be nice
Oh,
for me
yeah.
to have a reason for me to use my Wii U, because I
Yeah.
currently don't.
I feel like that game, I feel like the demos probably didn't show the bulk of what's probably really cool about it. Or that's wishful thinking.
I'll be honest, I've never played a Pikmin game.
They're really
Neither have
fun.
I.
I was never a Nintendo person, so
You've never played Pikmin?
I've never played Pikmin before.
Pikmin
No.
is so good.
this would be a good
It's
chance
fun.
to do that.
Yeah.
It's really relaxing. Da, 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 da.
That's about right, actually.
And then you go around and It's just cool because it's like got like.
Hang on.
Man,
Is that dog trying to imitate your song?
I was just about to say the dog's like, I can do that.
Fucking the dog started barking at me. The bird started chirping. It's like the tiki room in here.
The dog started barking, the bird started chirping. I'm
I've
waiting for the
actually
song
never-
to start.
I've never been in the tiki room before. I always go by it and I'm like, I don't want to fucking go to the tiki room. It's just what?
Fuck that tiki room.
You know what I'm talking about? Disneyland. You go there and it's like you go in there and it's like in the tiki room.
In the tiki room.
Where the birds sing words and the flowers bloom.
In the tiki room.
You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue what you're talking about. August the 6th, Dragon's Crown, the most sexist game of all time, makes its way to PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita. Yeah. Which, that's not on my EU release list anywhere, so I'm sorry, I don't even know when that's coming out. It's an Atlas game, probably will be delayed for months in the EU. Sorry, that's just how it goes. Tales of Xillia, also coming out on PlayStation 3. Planes, which is that movie's gonna be stupid, I'm sorry. Like, you can't just stop a plane in the middle of the sky.
Planes is gonna be
Right.
brine.
Not write it by Michael.
Did
Kite.
that already
But
come
with a
out?
9.
Is it already out? It might be.
I don't know,
Probably gonna have
'cause
to
that
take
movie
Kiddo to
looks
see
like-
it because he was big into cars. I somehow don't think planes will be as good.
I just want to say, I hope they make a third one called Hovercrafts and then make a Diddy Kong racing movie, because that's really what I want to happen. Does that just over everybody?
No, I'm okay with it. I'm kind of 6 out of 10 on it. I'm nonplussed. Just saying.
What happened
On
to you,
what?
John? You used to be cool.
God, John.
Divinity Dragon Commander, coming out on August the 6th in the EU and the US. That's a
I'm
strategy
gonna
game.
check that out. Yeah, I'll
You
actually
are a
play that
dragon.
one.
You have a jetpack. And you also have to have complex political negotiations with skeletons. That's the game.
All these things are true.
Yes.
Burn them with
And
your jetpack.
more.
That's my factual review of Divinity Dragon Commander. And that will be
It's so
available
good.
on August the 6th. And a game called Ib and Ob.
I need to look this up. I don't know what
So
it is.
do
but I'm
I
looking
have
up.
no idea what this is. What is Ib and
It's
Ob?
got like a little pink guy and a little green guy.
It is.
Oh my
Are we
God.
talking about
it
a
appears
game?
to be some kind of hideous puzzle platformer. Is this true?
Yeah.
It is indeed
I-
a hideous puzzle platformer. There we go.
Yeah, because I was downloading Cloudberry Kingdom and it's
Oh
on.
god, that game.
Yeah.
What's Cloudberry Kingdom?
Oh
That-
Jesus. So you think about Meat Boy, and you obviously know about games like I Want to Be the Guy, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Well, how about a game that procedurally generated those fucking levels that got progressively harder and never fucking ended? That's Cloudberry Kingdom. Also, Kevin Sorbo voice acts in it for no good reason.
Look, Kevin Sorbo is making some of the best decisions of his life lately. He was in the movie FDR American Badass as a pot smoking Abraham Lincoln. So I'm just saying, Kevin Sorbo, keep it up because you're making me happy. You will always be my Hercules. That's all I gotta say.
Dude, these guys look like the things from Yoshi's Island.
They kind of do.
Yeah, I'm watching it now, like how you go back between the bottom of the screen and the top of the screen, so like you're underground.
That's
and
kinda neat.
It's interesting, yeah. Cool mechanic. I don't know if
It's
this is...
one of a
my
long line
game.
of mechanic-driven platformers where the entire game is based around one game mechanic that's gradually expanded upon.
This is one of those things
You can
where
blame
I
Braid
like,
for that, by the way.
you know what? I know you hate Braid, but
I don't hate
That-
Braid. I just don't
You
like
hate
puzzle
Braid?
platformers. I don't hate, he's lying to you. I don't hate Braid. I just don't like puzzle platformers.
I think I like Braid because it has a story, a really good story associated with it. I'm one of those nerds who has to have a story. Like this game probably is fun, but I won't play it because to me it just looks like it's a puzzle platformer. Like I don't see any desire to push forward into the see what happens next because I just don't care enough because there isn't anything pushing me to do it.
The
I don't
sights-
know.
I'm gonna buy that game.
That game has really good like atmosphere and stuff.
Great art style, great music, creative puzzles. Don't like playing it.
Oh.
2 out of 10. What else we got? Brothers, A Tale of Two Swords for Xbox, and that is coming out on August the 7th.
Brothers, now I gotta look this up. How
Tale
come
of
there are
Two
all these games I don't?
Sons. Yep.
Brothers.
It had an E3 trailer.
Sons.
It's actually by Starbreeze, interestingly enough. How the fuck have I not heard of this?
That's what I'm saying.
It's a Starbreeze game that I didn't know about until today. I guess it's probably because it's not coming out on PC. That's why I wasn't paying attention. But
What is Starbreeze?
Starbreeze are the guys that made the Riddick games.
Oh, I don't know.
And The Darkness.
Oh,
Yes,
What?
I love those games.
dude, Lords of Shadow is coming to PC.
Yes, it is. The Ultimate Edition. Which unfortunately does not get rid of the shitty Colossus boss battle.
Oh God, that was so bad. I didn't like Lords of Shadow at all.
I like bits of it. Wasn't too shabby, but then again, I was never really into the old Castlevania, so I didn't have a point of reference.
Well, is
it's
it-
nothing like them at all?
No. It doesn't
Going
sound
back, this Tale of Two Sons, is this a two-player game?
It,
Or are
well, it
you
would
playing
appear to
as
be.
both kids?
I think so.
Because it looks like it's cooperative, so you're helping each other out.
It looks kind of Fable-esque, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I have no idea what it is. I have heard of... Oh, no, it is described as a one-player co-op game.
When does it come
Yeah,
out?
because it shows you flying on like one of those
Coming out on
fly
August the 7th in like a
jigs,
week.
and you have to move back and forth to like swing it. Oh, this game was
Do you
cool.
control both characters at once?
Apparently.
That's interesting. Huh.
Spelunky comes out on the 8th. Yeah.
Yet another version of it.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, that's Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. I still am none the wiser, but I should have a look at it. Yeah, Spelunky for PC, and that's coming out on August the 8th. And Guacamelee Gold Edition for PC.
Guacamelee.
Oh, I've heard
good
about
game.
Guacamelee.
Yeah.
Very fun.
If you want a Metroidvania game with luchadors for some reason, Guacamelee is that.
You know what? I don't like that theme. I never liked it. Like the
Luchador?
Day of the Dead and the Luchador theme. I'm always like, nah, I don't like it.
Does that mean that you didn't like Grim Fandango?
I've actually never.
I didn't like it.
Grim Fandango seemed awesome, but I never played
Makes
very
me
much of it.
uncomfortable.
I didn't like it.
I know that Grim Fandango is supposedly like the best adventure game LucasArts ever made, so.
For the most part, yeah.
But I've never played it really.
You can kind of experience that game by just watching... There's a video called Grim Fandango, the movie, which is the game finished in like 3.5 hours with none of the BS. It's pretty good.
Would it be worth watching?
Yeah, I'd
Probably.
say so. The writing's still really good.
Hmm.
And LucasArts' writing was always pretty good, so...
Can you
Yeah.
see if you can buy that on?
I don't think it's possible to buy Grim Fandango these days. I don't think it's on any platform, and even if it was, I don't think it runs on modern OS. So,
Yeah, it's like
GOG, get on that. Get on that, GOG.
I'm pretty sure GOG have problems licensing those games. I mean, LucasArts games, it must be a nightmare to get the fucking
Oh,
license
I'm
they-
for.
sure.
Oh yeah,
Well,
all the
just
TIE
dissolved.
Fighter games. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be the best.
Yeah, loads of people have been asking for X-Wing and TIE Fighter and things like that. It's like, nope, can't get a license for it. They won't let us do it.
Look, George Lucas needs money now. I feel like we could do this.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure he's getting royalties from Star Wars 7. I don't think he needs shit.
I'm pretty sure he didn't need shit before that.
No.
But what if he did?
I only have 7 islands. What if you did what? No, that's George Lucas.
I like to imagine he named all the islands after like Ewoks.
Ewok
Like,
or
all the
moons
names,
of
like
End-
this is Wicked Island. I wish you could remember all the names from that movie. Oh, the Ewok movie. Shit.
Hold on. You know Endor or whatever?
Yes.
Is that
They
are
would
they
have all
on
died.
Are they on a moon of Endor or are they on
The
Endor?
moon of the
They
far
were on
moon
the
of
farthest
Endor.
moon of Endor.
So they're
Yes.
not actually on Endor. Okay.
No,
No.
Endor's the big blue planet in the background. They're on the moon. That moon would have been destroyed by the fallout of the Death Star, and they would have all died. Factual information.
Wait. You mean when they hit where was it? Coruscant?
No, I'm saying Endor.
Wait.
All the shit that was in the sky.
John, you really don't know much about Star Trek, do you?
Star Trek? Was
Yeah.
that a joke?
Captain Kirk was a Jedi.
Wait, hold on. What planet did they? I forget. Which planet did they destroy?
Yavin 4 was the one they blew up in
Yes.
Star Wars Episode 4.
Well, no, they didn't blow up Yavin 4. They tried to.
Oh,
No,
no, that's
they-
the one they tried to.
Yeah,
Alderaa's
they
the one
blew
they
up
blew
Alderaan.
up. Thank you,
Alderaan,
sorry.
Alderaan.
This is not hidden information, guys. Come on.
No.
I feel like somewhere there's a guy like, Dear supposed nerds, you are hacks and
Wait.
should die.
Wait, hold on. What are you saying about Endor and Fallout and Death Stars?
Nothing now.
No, I want to know!
Well, basically, Serenity flew down the trench, and then Jane fired machine guns at the Death Star, and then the Death Star exploded. But then the Borg came.
Hold on,
But not
hold
before.
on.
But not before the last Starfighter got out of there.
Yeah, he got
and
out of there.
managed to-
That was fine.
Managed to make his way back to the Galactica, where, spoiler, Darth Vader turned out to be a Cylon.
Can you?
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought he would be some kind of
I
machine?
didn't see that. I didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't. I
Hold
really
on,
did not.
TV. Can you show a GIF on this?
I can try. Yes.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite GIF ever. Like honestly, correct me. It might be old. It might be old news. I'm not sure if anyone's seen this. Have you seen this?
I just got a wonderful message that says that Wicket, Nisa, Latara, and Tebow were from the Saturday morning cartoon. So those are 4 of his Ewok names. Tebow, who I'm sure they
Tebow.
stole in League of Legends.
That's Timo, jackass.
They stole it.
Yeah, they actually did. I'm pretty sure that there was something around there that said, "Yep, they nicked it from the concept of an Ewok spitting poison through a blow dart."
Oh,
I
shit.
think that's how they'd fight. All right,
Interesting.
okay, JonTron, I've replaced you with this GIF.
Okay,
Forever.
it's my favorite GIF.
Perfect.
It's my favorite
Beautiful.
GIF. Have you seen it
I'm waiting
before?
for it.
Really? This?
I've
out of all of the
I've
gifts
not
on the
seen
internet,
it
this is
before,
your
but
favorite?
I think that's funny on multiple levels.
Alderaan shot first. It cracks me up.
And it's just what fucking George Lucas would do as well.
Oh, I love it.
I like how the Death Star just moves out of the way a
It
little
just
bit.
like kind of wiggles out of the way.
Yeah,
So
well, have you
beautiful.
seen Greedo shoots first? Or
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
His head goes like. "Eh."
Yeah. Well, I remember watching because I had the VHS tapes of the remasters, and I remember watching the explanation. It's like, well, we were going to replace the Jabba model with the real Jabba this time around. It's like, but he's got a tail that would get in the way, so we had this idea about having him step on his tail, and like they just kind of jumped the character up to kind of do that. There was some really strange stuff in that.
Yeah, I just
They just need to quit fucking with it. It was
I
good
can't-
to begin with.
I can't understand the changes. There's like a few changes where I'm like, okay, but then like seriously, like fucking the thing of the Blu-rays, which I have over here. I like them because they're Blu-ray, but they have the thing where he goes no and throws them down the shaft.
Oh,
What?
no,
Why would they add that?
No, it's the worst because in the new one, because apparently young kids can't understand like emotions anymore. So when he picks him up, rather than just be like "Rrr," and throw him, because like he realizes they already had a scene where he looks over and sees his son. He's like, oh shit, that's my son. He throws him. Now it's literally he lifts him up and then like have flashbacks to when he was Anakin, and then he goes no and throws him.
Yeah,
It's like
throws them.
What?
you, Lucas.
Dude.
It's the worst travesty ever in the history
Yeah.
of movies. It's insulting.
I would say it's the worst because that was like the most powerful scene ever. He just changes and then without even thinking, because he's Darth Vader, he just realizes he's wrong and then fucking fixes it. But in this one,
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
no.
and it's legitimately the
Awful.
same no they use at the end of episode 3, the one
Yeah,
that
I was
everyone
wondering.
thought was awful. It's the exact same. I guess that's how they're supposed to justify how awful it was. Like, don't you see? That's his emotions. No, F you.
He doesn't have any emotions. He's Hayden Christensen.
I have to say, I think George Lucas must have gone crazy because that change is so
Quit
bad.
fucking with it.
That change is so bad that it's like, what did you even think that would solve? The movie was fine.
It was a fine ending to a movie. There was nothing needed, and he was like, "Hold on, what if we have flashbacks to the earlier movies so that you understand they're all connected?" Just die.
It's just
I don't
like-
want a child of mine to be associated with the first 3.
Yeah.
I
It's
want
like-
him to see 4, 5, and 6 and be like, "Wow, that's great. I wish there were others." I'm like, but sadly, there aren't.
You have to get the VHS ones to get the
That's what I'm saying.
I should order them. I guess you could just torrent it.
You can get them on DVD, and they'll be. The problem is you'll still have the fucking hand shoots first bit, but the rest of the changes were okay. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, you added a couple of extra AT-ATs here, you added a couple of extra TIE fighters here, you polished this up a little bit so it didn't
Yeah.
look retarded. You know, it's
Well,
fine.
but some of it's
yeah.
really bad.
Yes. Yeah.
And like when they added, I think they. Hold on. I think they changed one of the puppets to CG. I think they completely CG'd Jabba in this new one, didn't they?
And
No,
they
I don't think so.
no,
They
no,
CG'd him in
no.
episode 4 because in episode 4 he was a person in episode 4. That was the weird thing. Like he was a guy in a lot of coats. Like he wasn't a big slug thing.
What do you mean? Yeah, he was a big slug thing.
No, he wasn't.
No. Originally, if you see the unedited like 1997, like pre-1997 footage when they put him in, he was just a like fat dude in coats.
Yeah, he was.
And Han was talking to him, and so they edited it to make it look like he stepped on his tail and stuff.
Yeah, because he
and
walks
really,
around
he didn't.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was human in that one. Which I get that. That's a good change. Just like, oh look, plot consistency. But the rest of it, yeah, don't even get me started.
I kind of would have loved it if they left him as a human, and then he shows up as a big slug later, and you're like,
how do we justify that? Well, then someone on Wikipedia would have written out a long essay on how it happened and just justified it with in-law reasons. Yeah.
yep.
I don't know.
He was twisted by the forces of the dark side. It makes sense. It happened to Palpatine.
I could even see if people were like, man, George, you fucked up all this shit. And he was like, oh, I gotta fix it. But everyone's like, you made the best movies ever. Thanks, man. And he's like, I'm just gonna tweak this. I'm gonna tweak this shit.
It's funny how it all comes back around to that, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, what's the
We are
problem?
legitimately yelling at George Lucas over a podcast.
I think it's when you create something, anything, and like especially you, John, you create like a video, you spend all this time on a video, and you keep looking at like, I can make this better, I can make this better, and then you're just like, look, I just gotta walk away. Unfortunately, he's like, I can still make this better.
Yeah.
Give me time, I can still. It's like, no,
Stop
walk
it.
away, Lucas. Walk away. You cannot do any better. And he's like, no, I can.
Yeah, and I feel like now he's at the point where he's like, no, I have to prove that I can fix something. Like, I can make something better, and people will really like the change. And every single change, people are like, stop!
Yeah. I made a video about that. Have you seen? You probably haven't. It's not. It's like my least viewed video. It's like a video where when the Blu-rays came out, I went back and I got a lot of old JonTron footage and I doctored it, like, and like I showed like how it was like I turned Jacques into like a race car, and I was just like, and I was just like, look, it's better now. I'm better at special effects now. So like clearly this is better, and it's like, I don't know. I did poke fun at that because it's funny that you said that. Like I wouldn't go back and change it. It's like I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
All right, well,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how we got there from the release list, but we did. That was a thing.
Alderaan.
Yep.
Amazing.
And
I looked
the
at the
Bureau's
clock
coming out
just
later
now, and I
this
was like,
month,
oh my god, we literally talked about that for so long.
We actually
What's
did.
up?
Like, we've pretty much.
John, what's happening to you?
I don't know. I'm just cleaning. Oh, I'm shaking. I'm shaking the shake. I'm shaking, baby.
That's
Shickety
pretty
shacking, dude.
impressive, but yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What did you do that needs to be scrubbed that hard? You're like, yeah, yeah.
It's cleaning
Come
away
on,
his guilt.
you kid. Okay, that's enough of that. I was
You
just
good?
enjoying-
You good?
Here's the thing. It would
feeling
have been
better
better
now?
if you put the. It would have been better if you put the Oculus Rift on and did that, because then I would have been like, "That's a gif. That's a gif." Like, oh yeah,
Oh, don't
yeah.
encourage him.
Oh,
They probably won't
It's
hear
too late. He is.
Oh, no.
We're on the same wavelength. We get each
Oh,
other.
no.
Yes. Now and scene.
all right.
And
I'm gonna-
scene. Go.
I'm gonna ride a roller coaster. Hold on. Give me a sec.
Uh huh.
Uh-huh.
Like I was like, I'm gonna ride a roller coaster.
Oh.
That's his roller coaster. I'm.
What?
You just like, I'm gonna ride a roller coaster, and your response to riding a roller coaster was,
Here we go. Now,
this is like a roller coaster.
all right, now it's working. All right, there we go. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, I'm on a roller coaster. This shit works. Like, you guys are just hanging out in your house. I'm in fucking medieval times. Oh, let me show you what I'm seeing. All right, can you see this?
This is not
Can
going
you
to
see
help
this?
that much, is it?
Can you see this?
Yes.
All right.
Wait, that's not even a roller coaster. That is just a poorly put together cart on a track.
Yeah, well,
That's
I'm
pretty
gonna
much 95% of roller coasters, right?
That is dangerous. What are you doing in Stormwind?
Yeah.
Damn it, Metzen, you keep ruining the lore.
Why does
looks like-
Metzen keep going back trying to change things? What's going on here?
It looks
Damn
like
it, you are the Lucas of Warcraft.
Lucas of Warcraft. Dude, seriously, World of Warcraft has that Lucas syndrome too.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh
Agreed.
god, it feels like I'm high up. Oh, it's scary. It's scary. Oh, it's like, because occasionally your brain's like, dude, we're on a plank of wood. You're gonna fall.
You're sitting down. Clearly, your butt's like, no, dude. We are not on a plank. You're sitting right now. We are not on
No,
a
I know,
plank.
but it feels like I'm sitting on the plank. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Scary.
Have we been waiting for this moment?
It's not even playing on the screen
Oh
anymore.
my god! Oh, it's so real! It scares me like every time. It's so real. Oh my god, it's so real. Holy shit. Can you still see this?
Yeah, we can. Unfortunately.
Look, this is the best waste of a podcast we've ever had. Like, screw it. John, just ride your
We did
fucking
not
roller
experience that vicariously at all.
You did not experience.
No, we did not.
coaster. That was so real. So real.
Oh, Jesus. Well,
Now we can see John's... Is that a microwave? Because that's a pretty great microwave.
that's microwave, bro.
Thanks.
I'm gonna have to go on eBay and buy one of the damn things, aren't I? Jesus.
Yeah, you got it. Dude, I saw one on
What
eBay.
are you doing?
I'm messing it up!
Stop it!
I'm doing it on
I replace you with the...
purpose!
Fuck you. You're getting replaced with the GIF again. And the spoiler alert's going on. Don't
do it! Don't do it! Jesse's upside down.
Oh, God.
I'm an exploding planet. Dodger's the doorway. Jesse's upside down. What is the spoiler for?
Spoiler, you're all idiots.
Oh.
God damn it. This is probably a good time to wrap the show up, I think, quite frankly. And
Can I just say,
no,
when
you
all of
can't.
us-
You lost your right to do
Wait.
that.
When all of us had our webcams like all messed up, somebody, and they're gone now, but somebody in chat was like, TB, what are you doing? Stop it. As though you were the one who was messing it.
I could probably mess with your cameras, but maybe not to that degree.
Oh, man.
Perfect. Okay, yes.
I'm pretty sure
Yes,
I can, like,
exactly.
chroma key you. Or something like that, but that's about it.
Peanut Butter Gamer says, how much is the Oculus Rift? You see, I'm selling devices here.
It's like $300 for dev kit, right?
Yeah, 300, but it takes a lot. It took me 4 months to get it.
Yeah, you could just get one on eBay. It's
Yeah.
just easier. Because a bunch of people bought them, and it's like, oh yeah, this is actually a dev kit. I probably shouldn't have this.
It's
Oh, there you are. God, so pretty, Jesse.
Jesse, I'm going to move the Death Star over to cover your face now.
What?
So
I don't... What are you talking
big.
about?
Jackass. Alright, well, this kind of wraps up the Co-optional podcast, but before we go, I'd like to give everyone the opportunity to tell you what they're going to be doing this week. Oh, Jesus. Why don't we start, why don't we start with John? What are you up to this week? What can we expect from you?
All right. Well, I guess I just, because I don't like making statements about this on Facebook, because they get, if I don't live up to one thing, I just get like, now it's proof that, okay, but I'm going to say, like, I've been working on the new season of the new JonTron. I'm writing multiple episodes at a time so that, because like I used to do them one at a time, but I'm writing multiple so that I have like a bunch.
Yep.
And then I can like have it at a set rate so that I don't lag as much. So that's why it's been taking a little longer, but I'm just working on that. And the first one should be out relatively soon, but I'm not going
Will
to
you
say
tell
when.
us which game it is?
No, it's a secret.
Oh, fuck, man.
I don't like telling. I was debating show. No, I'm not gonna show. I don't want to show anything till it's done because I want it to be like it's a big reveal. So, but that's what I'm doing. I'm working on stuff. Take this back to wherever you go, and you to 4chan, wherever you go. I'm working. They'll be out soon because that's my main focus now. So there you go. That's all.
Alright, cool.
Cool.
Good to know. Jesse, what you got coming up?
Same thing you can find every week on my channel. Fun and games and wonderfulness. More Cube World, more Omicron the Nomad Soul. That game is redunculous. If you want to see 1999 David Bowie dance around in pixelated form, singing an entire song for no reason, that's the thing to watch.
A
bunch of other stuff.
We just got a great image. I will try and bring it to your attention. But please continue. Sorry.
There's plenty of stuff happening. It's all the usual wonderfulness. And if you like that, you should probably watch Dodger and I play Dead Space 3. Is that what you were hinting at? All right,
Yes,
good.
yes, it was.
Well done.
Speaking of which, I have a beef. I have a beef with Dodger. So she and I are playing Dead Space 3, and in the last episode, we entered our characters because her character's going insane, and my character has his own like issues with his girlfriend Ellie. So like these are two things happening on two different screens. We enter a room, and she sees things that I don't see, and it's like she's like, I didn't see anything. I don't know. I saw what you saw. Turns out she saw a ton of shit, and not till later in the like maybe next episode
Next
she doesn't.
episode, I think.
Is that
She
Shock?
doesn't realize it until then. So, what?
Yep. That's exactly
Oh,
what
what
it
is that? What just happened to the screen?
That is
our
piece of
Payday
fan
2.
art from the Royal Duck.
Okay,
That is
sorry.
awesome.
I was really confused. Sorry, go on, Jesse.
No, that has nothing to do with Dead Space.
No.
So yeah,
Okay.
no, she apparently does not.
Look, I thought because I kept referencing it as like, oh yeah, and then I saw this guy and pointing at this freaking
No,
nutcracker that was in the
I thought
middle
you were
of the
talking
room.
about the giant like evil obelisk of doom, and the like this marker is in the room, and she's just like, "Did you see it?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm looking right at it. I see it." And she's like, and I'm like, this thing. She's like, "Yeah, that thing." Meanwhile, there's like an ethereal nutcracker, and she's hearing her dead kid talk to her, and I'm like, "Why didn't you say anything?"
I didn't know.
We're the
I
best.
thought you
We're the
saw
best
it.
co-op partners. We're the best co-op partners.
Oh my god, and I keep being yelled at as well because every time I pick up a text log, sometimes I don't tell Jesse, like I don't think to tell him, and then everybody's like, "You didn't tell Jesse about the text log, we want to know the lore immediately! Oh, you're the worst!" And I'm just like, I'm sorry.
It doesn't notify you, and so I'll go into like I'll pick up a text log and be like, "You have 5 others." I'm like, "Where the shit did those come from?" So and I'm like, "Oh, and we must have gotten those before." No, someone is a dirty loot picker upper.
Look, I walk around and get the loot, and sometimes it's a text log and I don't notice.
But we're having fun, and hopefully you guys have fun too. And that's it. All the funness that you can have. Go over there and watch it. Oh, also this week, even though I keep promising it, I'll finally post the Area 51 video because it's amazing.
You have been taking a while.
I know.
Area 51?
We, myself and one of your favorite people in the world, Will of DC, went to Area 51. We drove there on the way to Evo, and it was amazing.
One of my favorite people in the world?
Yes, John. Yes.
Why do you say that?
I'm just giving you shits, buddy.
I don't know him at all.
What?
No, I met him a few times.
Well, all right. You know what I mean. I'm giving you the shits.
I have nothing against Will of DC. if
I
that's
know.
what
I'm
you're-
not saying you. I'm not saying you do.
Because you're just coming out here saying...
Why do you cause trauma every time you're here? What the fuck?
What?
John.
God damn it, Sean.
Oh, I
Amazing.
forgot.
Stop.
I gotta take down my Twitter account. I fucking hate Will of DC at that. I gotta get rid of that.
Compare your
dude.
life to mine.
I actually just saw a picture of him on I looked up VidCon, I think on
He's one of those. He's one of those like original old school like invited to everything YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Like that's
sure.
he's the old school YouTube.
He is
so-
an old school too.
We went to Area 51 and he freaked the balls out. It was amazing.
Dude,
Because
I wanna
at one
see that.
point, they were like, these people in this diner were like, "Hey, if you get really close to it, people in unmarked gray vans will start following you." And so we start driving down this back road towards one of the gates, and all of a sudden, over the ridge, like just gray vans appear, and we're like, "Oh shit!" It was wonderful. And I'm like
Dude.
filming all of it, and he's like, "Put the camera." I was
Wait.
like, "No,
Are you even the real Jesse Cox?
I could be an alien. I
If
could
you're
be
an
an alien."
alien.
Maybe it
Or a
wasn't Jesse
clone.
that came back from Area 51.
I am a lot more entertaining, that's for sure.
Nope.
No.
To aliens.
Very accurate replacement.
Jesse Cox.
Just as cringeworthy as before. The technology
This
has
is my
advanced.
alien.
Oops.
No, that's
Jesse
it's
Cox.
no, it's the fucking it's
Jesse
the guy,
Cox.
the guy from Ancient Aliens. Aliens. You've seen.
By the way, I've never been more happy in my life to learn that the guy who does the voice of Jim Raynor also does the voiceover for Ancient Aliens. Makes me feel so good at
What? That's StarCraft, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Makes me feel so good.
I was fairly excited to find out that it was the guy from 300 that does it for Deadliest Warrior. That was
Yeah.
just like, I am taking everything incredibly seriously. Yes.
You mean
300 Spartans!
Sorry?
You mean Gerard? You mean
No.
Gerard-
The guy who survives.
The guy with the eye patch who tells the story, and he has that like really like rough voice. Yeah,
I
that
haven't
guy.
seen that movie in forever.
It's awesome and silly. And they're making a second one.
Are they making 301?
No.
No, it's like
301
about
Dalmatians.
Xerxes.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I was
about
thinking.
Xerxes, and it's like, I am a god. That was my Xerxes. Fuck me. That was the most racist. I'm done.
What's that?
There will be no glory in your sacrifice.
Dude, my favorite part about 300. Get your headphones back in. I'm talking to you. Put them back on. Put them back on.
What do you want? All I'm gonna do is make a bad Persian voice that sounds like an old Chinese man. What do you want?
Dude, if it were accurate, it'd be like, come to my castle. I want to show you I'm a god. I give you kebab. I give you chicken. Dude, I'm Persian, so I can do the voice. Any Persians out there? Because you can probably come in. I give you chai. That's how they fucking talk.
So my like, I am a Persian the man. That
No,
was not accurate.
Wrong.
Dude, my favorite
I
part
have the return of Mr. Chang, the Chinese detective, and I'm not okay with it.
I'm Persian. I'm Persian descent, so it's like when I watched that movie, I was like, this is a very inaccurate film.
That was what you picked up on, right?
My whole family was just like, this fucking movie, they get us with the terrorism things, and now they're doing this to us. Stop it. Stop it, guys. You're making us look bad.
Jesus.
We have scientists in our country. Persians are awesome.
Oh, amazing.
Oh my.
Oh, sorry. Okay, hi.
Oh, also next week, another Guns of Icarus thing is happening. So brace your balls for that. It'll be fun.
Yes, it is.
The return of Sky Captain Maximilian Valentine, Captain of the Sky, and crew, I guess.
Yeah.
True.
Brooke, what are you doing? What's going on? You're doing a lot of stuff on the Dodger Polaris network. So
Yeah, on my third channel.
yeah, third channel.
So
Pelager works, or
Dodger.
Pelager is
Or-
good.
Dolaris. That works too.
Oh, it sounds kind of like TARDIS. I'm okay with it.
Dude, I've been watching. I just got into that recently.
Yeah. But so I didn't do a news episode on Monday, but I will be putting up a news episode today. I do news Monday, Wednesday, Fridays normally, but I've been moving. And Jesse and I play Dead Space Tuesday, Thursday, and I play Borderlands 2 with my cousin on Wednesdays, and on Dexterity Bonus, I do a daily coffee show where I talk about nothing, really.
Dude.
Just, like, nothing.
Have you ever had Dunkin' Donuts coffee?
Yeah.
They have it out here, and I fucking love it. I love that.
Yeah.
What, are you having a nostalgia-gasm, Jesse?
No, I was laughing because I found that to be a very funny topic.
Well, she said she likes coffee.
I do like coffee. It's true.
She loves
Dunkin'
coffee.
Donuts
It's
coffee.
my favorite coffee. It's my favorite coffee. Go on.
That's basically it. I also host some things on Polaris, so go watch those. In the mobile
Some things,
countdown
aka
show.
95% of the content on that channel.
Dude, definitely, like, if you're gonna check out a thing, you should check out Mobile Countdown, because I get to dress up as the silliest things. Also...
Gotta pay rent on the new place, right?
Huh?
Gotta pay rent on the new place.
Yeah, man.
So it's done.
Check out tomorrow or yesterday the new episode of Broken Quest.
Oh, yeah! Yes.
It's like
Watch
a
Broken
really
Quest.
bad medieval archer.
What?
There's an animated show that we did that's
Yes.
going up on Thursdays.
Oh,
Oh.
it's a show you made?
We made it, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it took me weeks, but I did it all by myself.
Jesse did all the voices and all the animating, but it's a thing.
Things that did not happen include.
Yeah, last thing that I know I'll forget if I don't say it right now is Guns of Icarus lore. Like, all three of them are going up this week, so go check those out.
I did one of those, actually.
Lore.
Yep.
Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Good.
Done.
Good. What am I doing? Well, I've done Guns of Icarus lore, so go check that out, youtube.com/lore. Obviously, I do this show as well. And I'm doing another lore, actually. I'm doing some stuff for Deus Ex, because I don't trust the Yogscast with it. So I'm gonna deal with it.
Wow.
I'll handle that. It'll be fine.
Oh,
And
gonna rotate.
yeah, pretty much. What's going on in
The
the show?
Yogscast are a delight.
Yes, yes.
Every time I meet them, they're just like, "Oi, I'm British," and I'm like,
Accurate. That's accurate.
they're just so light and British and dry. Like, I love them. I don't know. I like.
They're so light. It sounds like you're talking about a beer. They're so light and British and dry.
Brits are like a beer.
Yog
They-
brew. Get it
Brits are like
today.
a beer.
Wouldn't surprise me if they did just that. They do have more money than anybody, so
At all.
it's actually true.
God, I can't even imagine.
Not
Well, I
even a
can't. I
question.
guess I just do math.
Alright, so yeah, doing that. Content patch, as usual, runs anywhere between 4 to 5 days a week, depending on whether or not there's actually any good news to cover. I've got WTF's episodes coming up. I will be looking at Rise of the Triad. Eventually, I'm getting around to that, so that was going to happen. I will be looking at Narco Terror, which is guaranteed to be dreadful by the looks of it. But it is Narco Terror, so yeah. And maybe Cannon Brawl. That might be worth having a look at. We could do that.
That is a very, very fun game.
I
If
played
you
in the
need someone
PAX
else
when a
if
long
you need
time
someone
ago.
to play against,
Yeah, man. Let's do it. Let's
No.
do it. This will
I'm
never
not very
happen, but,
good, so
yeah.
you can kick my ass.
Fantastic. That's exactly how I like it. All right. So yeah, I'll be doing that and the usual stuff that kind of comes up throughout the week, honestly. It's not really all that planned. It's like, oh, that's an interesting looking game. Let's have a look at that. You know, that's kind of how it works.
It is.
Yes. So, what else? Dark Heresy, I think, is supposed to be happening this week, but I would need to double check that part of JP's show Roleplay. We're playing Dark Heresy, which is the Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper. It
Nice.
is...
Oh!
Rather
Speaking of
cool.
which, weeks and weeks ago, the guys that Dodge and I played a D&D with at GemuCon, I played a game with them for shits and or giggles, and they're finally gonna upload that. I think tomorrow.
There you go.
So I guess that's gonna be. Hold on, nerds. It's gonna be at youtube.com/RYEW101. So that'll be tomorrow if you want to watch that,
Cool.
or yesterday if you're watching this on the thing.
Pen
So
and paper's
it'll be
actually
you know,
really fantastic, so...
yeah.
I think there's going to be an uptick in that, quite frankly. There's plenty of apps on the internet you can use to make it work. But it's either this week or next. Basically, it comes down to when our GM is back from traveling, so we'll get that figured out. That's probably about it for me, honestly, though I would like to remind people that WCS America, that 3 of our players are playing in, starts next week. So
Nice.
you will be able to watch our guys kick ass in that. They'll actually be playing in 35 minutes over on sc2l.gg. That's in the StarCraft 2 League. They're playing against Team Acer. So if you're watching this live, you can go and watch that in 35 minutes. That, I think, is sc2l.gg. That's a cast between In Control and Day 9. And if you want to watch our guys play in WCS, then the dates for that, I think I do have those, are, unless they have to change them because their venue got set on fire. I'm not actually kidding, it did. That was pretty bad.
What?
Yeah, their
horrible.
venue got set on fire. The venue for
What?
the tournament they were doing had a kitchen fire and kind of burnt down.
Oh, no.
So they're moving it
Crazy.
to the NASL studio, so it
I
should
didn't
be
know
okay.
you could, I always find it, I look at a brick building and I'm just like, how did that burn down?
Yeah, I never really get that. It's like, brick doesn't burn. How did this happen? It turns out that
Yeah.
brick contains the heat quite nicely and everything melts. It's pretty bad.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it's not too good. That and they make floors out of
Oh.
wood, not brick. Our guys are playing on
Nasty.
August the 5th.
That's gross.
Ryunga's playing on August the 5th. We've got who else? And then, yeah, Alicia and Crank are playing on August the 8th. So those are the dates for that. You'll be able to check them out on twitch.tv/something. I think it's I think they're using WCS America for that. It's easy to find on teamliquid.net anyway. And I think that really about covers it, honestly. I don't think I'm missing anything. We'll eventually start co-optional plays. We don't know when. We'll get around to it.
Payday 2?
Maybe. That's a possibility. Payday 2 might be an idea.
He's telling you right now that he doesn't want a girl on his team. That's what he's saying.
For fuck's sake.
How come?
What can I say? Just object to the art
I'll expect your messages of hate later.
Oh wait, I keep forgetting that I have the post-it. That's so much easier. Wait, can I start over?
Fine.
Yeah, there we go. So pretty. Such a
Dodger.
nice shade of mustard yellow.
You're looking very bananaramic today.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're just
I don't-
ruining this whole thing.
What?
Alright, that pretty much wraps us up for the Co-optional
Aw.
podcast. Please do remember to look on youtube.com/Polaris because there's stuff there. If you missed last week's show, that was kind of silly. We had James Portnow on from Extra Credits. That was a really good episode. Go check it out on youtube.com/Polaris. And the various other shows that are available there, including the Daily Bite. So if you want to watch Dodger do yet more fucking news, then it's right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just saying.
Wow.
If you want to see this precious face,
That's the
or a
one.
day.
Do you want to be oversaturated with Dodger content? Don't worry, we have the channel for you.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And there's also another podcast that's not as good as ours called Friend Zone, which comes out on a Friday. That's been the Questionable Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.